Hello, everyone. Just give me one sec here while I move everyone in. We're doing Mario Kart tonight. As a matter of fact, we are doing the final DLC of Mario Kart. So, and do. There you go.
Hey, now we're...
Hey. 1 sec, Dennis. I gotta fix your reactive, because I don't think you've been on stream since they updated it.
Oh. Need to repair Dennis.
Yeah, I need to repair him. There he is. Alright, we're good. So how are you guys doing?
Doing good.
Good.
Yeah, I was working through Thanksgiving leftovers earlier. Just eating stuff on the stove with butter. I accidentally cut the turkey too small because I kind of autopiloted and just kept cutting beyond what I needed. So I basically just had a mess of turkey and Brussels sprouts.
Nice.
I can show the room ID. Wait, I have room. There's room IDs now?
Yeah,
I guess so.
that was part of the update.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, this update actually did a lot. Nintendo
Jesus
made
Christ,
online a bit
Funky,
more.
you weren't kidding. Funky Kong's acceleration is trash.
Yeah,
So
they
Dennis, you can
left it in
join.
the Wii state.
If you wanted to already get started, because my game's actually still updating, because I hadn't actually turned on my Switch in like forever, so I'll be maybe like 10 minutes.
Alright, well that's you problem. Well, that means you're gonna miss the first part of the DLC.
Well, I'm watching, so I can at least see what it looks like.
Okay, do you want us to do just random 4 tracks and then you can join so we can do the DLC together?
Sure. I mean, if you want to do that, that's
Yeah, may as
fine.
well.
I don't know why I'm asking because I'm the one suggesting it.
Okay, Funky Kong on the Yoshi bike with the Azure rollers is actually not bad.
You guys want hard AI or normal AI?
Why not hard? Spice it up.
Yeah,
I
whatever.
say always go hard AI.
Alright.
It's not like they're going to be as hard as a human player.
True. They can be
Yeah.
mean.
That is true.
Yeah.
So yeah, pick 4, just whatever 4 tracks, and then after this cup, when Dennis joins, we can do the DLC together. So I'm just gonna right off the bat pick Yoshi's Island because I haven't done it in forever. I would suggest not picking the new DLC tracks, just so that way we can all experience them together, you know, as a group,
Yeah.
as friends. And whatever Xeno's supposed to be.
Wait,
Bandit apparently didn't
there
like
goes
that
Bandit.
joke.
Beep, beep, beep.
I think Bandit might have been released.
Freedom.
Released the gala. Also, for those wondering, Pauline has the exact same stats as Rosalina, King Boo, and Link.
I don't know.
So if you
That's
main
Funky
any of
Kong.
those characters, you can main Pauline and you won't have to change your build.
Oh.
Which I'm very thankful for. So every time we stream Mario Kart, it essentially just turns into a 3-hour podcast. Did you guys see Disney's Thanksgiving post?
Oh no, what'd they do?
It's AI generated.
Oh god, of course it is.
Yep. Literally the company that billed itself on having just so many fucking artists at their disposal chose not to go with any of them and just went with the shitty AI.
Of course they did. They're ridiculous.
And people wonder why I've given up on Disney.
Ow. Yep.
Yeah, it's really
Better news.
uncanny.
Well, better news, the Atari 2600 Plus is pretty good.
Yeah, I'd get one, but I don't have the money for it right now. Maybe after that job.
Yeah. pretty cheap. Does what it sets out to do, and like they actually did a really good job recreating the controllers because they genuinely just feel like they're from the original.
Do Genesis controllers work with it?
I haven't tried that yet, but I assume they do because anything with a 9-pin port seems to be allowed to be plugged in.
Okay, because I would much rather use that over a joystick.
Yeah. Understandable, the original Atari controllers are a little funky.
A little funky is putting it mildly.
Well, they're a little funky in comparison to the 5200 and Jaguar.
Okay, fair. Oh, the Jaguar, the fucking block of a controller.
Yeah. The 5200 having nobody even understanding how to use it.
That's the one with the stick that does an auto center, yeah.
Yeah, but it also has built-in paddles.
Oh dear.
There's a reason those things fail so often is because they're poorly built and way too hard, like technically advanced, I guess.
That reminds me, I need to use the ColecoVision more. It's been a hot minute since I last used it.
Yeah.
My aunt giving me a ColecoVision, or her old ColecoVision, was the nicest thing she's ever done to me. I still hate her, though.
The condition that thing was in, though, Jesus Christ.
It had been in her closet for decades.
Oh god.
Oh, Blue's in the waiting room.
Oh,
Hey.
I will fix it. Okay, I should not have closed the reactive. Give me a sec here. I just muted my phone because I once again
good.
forgot to do that.
Nice.
Blue doesn't know.
Oh,
Hey, Blue. Avoid picking the DLC tracks for a moment because Dennis did not update the game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, you couldn't have known, so if we do end up with this, I guess it's fine.
yeah, it's fine.
well,
Wow. Alright. I have a split second here to fix this. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I have to update everyone's reactives because they updated the website and broke all the reactives.
Oh.
But I can only update it if they're actually on the call with me so I can get the new link. Because I don't need people to send me the link now. They just join a call with me and I can get their link.
Nice.
I have also learned, based on the website, that the group link does not put your own reactive in it, so I might actually be able to cut out some of the reactives I have and just have a group.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm probably
Which
going
one
to
is this,
try
by the way?
that during the Halo stream.
Which Rainbow Road is this?
This is Wii Rainbow Road.
Oh, yeah, I see the star bits now. Yeah, oh, I remember
Yeah.
this. I played a lot of the Wii Rainbow Road.
That's a good version.
Mario Kart Wii is like the best Mario Kart. Well, aside
It's
from
relentless
8.
on them power-ups, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually,
probably one I
thinking
would
about it, this Rainbow Road is like the only one that I really have like a solid memory of if I have to compare it to all the others. Even the Double Dash one, which I feel like I probably would have played more over the years, but the Mario Kart Wii one got a lot of playtime.
Well, Mario Kart Wii just has like the best track selection in the series, honestly.
Yeah.
If it weren't for Mario Kart 8 now having 96 tracks, I think Mario Kart Wii would be my favorite.
Yeah, I was saying that earlier. Because, like, stock Mario Kart 8, honestly, I'd say is probably worse than Wii. But with all of the DLC, it is just kind of... There's not much comparing this to the other Mario Kart games now.
You'd be a fool to say it's worse than the others with 96 fucking tracks. That's more than most racing games.
Yeah. That's more than just... That's more content than most games.
It's essentially just like... What is... 1, 2... I have to count, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's like 6 classic Mario Karts in one.
Yeah.
At least. I think that math is right. Probably not.
Yeah, another thing with the Atari, if they do, I really hope they release the 7800 pack, but it comes with the European 7800 controller.
Yeah, I should probably
Because
just
the European
buy one of
is
those.
so much superior. They are rare and expensive, so get ready to spend some money.
Oh, that's
There's
stuff
one
I
on
do
eBay
not
that's
have at the moment.
$110. Yeah, it's $110. There's only one on eBay and it's brand new.
Jesus.
Yeah, at the moment I can cover me and someone else's lunch at we're meeting up for Midwest Fur Fest, and then I basically got to be saving money until I get a job.
Yeah. Also, just one other complaint about the Atari is the box doesn't actually on it.
Boxes and what? Uh-oh.
Oh, you went robotic.
SimKey,
Oh, hey,
your
wait,
Bluetooth done
you're
fucked
actually-
up.
Hey, wait, can you hear me?
Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, it actually fixed itself this time.
What happened? I forgot
car
Blue has
happened
a
again.
soundboard.
I heard.
What I was gonna say is it doesn't say anywhere on the box, or at least from what I've seen, that the Atari 2600 Plus can actually play 7800 games. It only says it on the website, so if you just bought it at a store, you wouldn't even fucking know.
That's kind of annoying. Oh,
Yeah,
speaking of
but I mean-
stuff like that, earlier I was watching a video on Facebook and an ad popped up under the video, so I clicked the X and it took me to the ad's website.
Nice. I love those X's that are so small that you're not going to hit
No,
the
no,
X
I
anyway.
clicked the X. I double checked.
Oh, you click. Oh, wait, yeah.
It's a fake X. On Facebook.
Oh,
It's an official Facebook-sponsored ad.
What the fuck? That should be illegal.
It feels illegal.
It probably is illegal in the EU.
Yeah, and keep in mind, most of the
random.
privacy laws, the online privacy laws that exist, are actually because of Facebook. The ones in the EU, I mean.
Yeah. The EU has way better online laws than the US does.
That's because people in the EU actually have rights.
True. What
For the
the
most part.
Microsoft is being forced to give us the option, or well, to give Europeans the option to delete any built-in apps.
Oh, thank God.
It's not coming over to America though, so if you want it, you're gonna have to restart your entire computer and set it to your country as a European country.
See, the nice thing about Linux is you don't really get pre-built apps. They are just apps that other people made that they are allowing the OSs to have pre-installed. So you can mix and match all you want.
That's good. I would switch to Linux with the lost compatibility of a lot of like games and stuff. It is just a bit too much.
Proton covers a lot of it. I have yet to really find a game that I couldn't get running on Proton.
Yeah.
I
it's just
would
a lot
not recommend switching over until you have verified that Proton runs most or all the things you want to run.
Yeah. The other issue too, since I'm on a laptop, there is no fucking drivers, so I just lose like all support.
Oof.
I'm on a laptop with Linux.
Yeah, this isn't like I looked it up, and the HP laptop I have, everyone's like, "Don't fucking install Linux on it."
Yeah,
It just
I'm
seems
actually on the
like
OS that is
working.
recommended for my laptop.
Ah, yeah, I'm on an HP Omen, and apparently they do not like Linux.
So Jesus Christ, the fucking gap between me and Spike and Blue and everyone else. What the fuck happened?
I got yeeted.
I've actually been kind of no-lifing the online every now and then.
Yeah, the main thing that like not having any drivers would affect, because like I could probably find replacement drivers, is I wouldn't have my controllers, so the fans would just be like fans and cooling and everything would just be uncontrolled.
Oh, that doesn't
Oh.
sound good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm lucky. in that my laptop is actually very well supported by Linux, but the cool thing is about Pop OS, the OS that I use, it found the drivers on its own rather than needing to have them manually installed.
Oh, that's cool.
It even automatically installed a Wi-Fi driver,
Damn.
which my dad was very impressed with because usually he has to manually install it. And you know how hard it is to manually install a driver without Wi-Fi?
Extremely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Pop
I
OS is
remember.
basically Babby's first Linux, but unlike Linux Mint, which previously held that distinction, it's actually way more user-friendly and has a lot more compatibility, and does actually prioritize gaming.
That's good. Yeah, I've had to, since my mom's, well, they take them back now, but my mom's work used to just not care about their old laptops, so I just reboot them with the original OS and just use them. But I had to use another computer to find the drivers online because they didn't come with their drivers installed since they're running work version of the OS.
Oof.
So I had to hunt down the old drivers for them. I don't have any of them anymore because they either broke because Dell sucks ass or they're just not worth keeping.
Yeah, that being said, if you do want to get a taste of Linux, you could always consider getting a Steam Deck. They did just come out with a new model.
Yeah, true. But I definitely need to wait a bit because I'm getting a Valve Index soon.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, that's a bit of a big purchase to buy another big purchase right after.
The kind of funny thing about the Steam Deck is it runs Steam OS, which is based on Arch Linux, which is one of the lesser stable versions of Linux, but it's actually far more stable than regular Arch Linux.
Hey, someone... Ah, fuck. Whoever's Funky Kong,
That's, you
That'd
know.
be me.
you know, you threw that green shell behind you, right? Was you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it hit a red shell that was coming for me. It fucking
Yeah,
hit
that
a
was
red
just a blind
shell.
throw.
Yeah,
Sometimes blind throws are the best.
he
Okay.
fucking saved me from a red shell.
Dennis, are you done downloading?
Yeah, it's installing. It's gonna be done in a minute.
Alright.
Okay. We could probably just wait then.
Yeah, we just... I mean, the Mario Kart streams are essentially just podcasts.
Yeah.
I think all of us are white, so it is appropriate. This is a joke about another white guy with a podcast. Something like that.
Another white guy with a podcast.
That's what I should just call it, actually.
Just another white guy with a podcast.
Val, you never invited to Mario Kart because you don't own the game.
Come on, Bal, you gotta get it.
Alright, I am loading it up right now.
This is some kind of bit of dead skin on my wrist that I don't remember seeing there before. What the fuck?
Oh.
Finally, I don't know something like the back of my hand. This isn't really the back. I guess it's a blister of some sort. What the fuck? How did that get there? That's a weird spot for a blister.
Yeah. Odd.
It looks like it just looks like a really tiny blister. I don't know, man. Alright, just wait a moment and Dennis will be here. I had some issues with time shifters, Val. I couldn't quit the game because when I accessed the pause menu, if I moved any of the sticks, it would move me in-game and wouldn't actually interact with the menu. I had to force quit the game.
Oh.
It definitely seems like a decent alternative to time splitters, but I think I'm going to have to spend more time with it, but I also need to make sure I can actually quit the damn game without having to force quit.
Yeah.
I was having a weird issue with the Steam Deck earlier, so I wonder if that was part of it. I had a weird issue with the Warhammer 40k bolt gun, and when I quit the game refused to quit. So I had to force quit it, and it didn't finish force quitting it, and I couldn't actually access any other menu on the Steam Deck. I was stuck on the game's page.
Oh, that's weird.
That's the only ever time that's happened, and it hasn't happened since, so I'm assuming it's fine now. Also, I see Dennis is here. Alright, so 150, custom items, just no coins, that's all I change. Hard AI, all vehicles, 4 races.
Ooh.
Probably should have said that in the beginning, since Dennis was already in the call, but at least Blue hears it this time. Alright, so we're doing the DLC, so it's starting with Tour Rome Avanti, or Avanti. I don't know how to pronounce that word.
Avanti.
Avanti, okay.
Also, people are really annoyed. There's a single tour track that didn't make it into Mario Kart 8.
Oh.
What's the one that didn't get in?
It's the Piranha Plant Pipe one. I forget the exact name.
Oh, that one.
It's the sole new track 2 tour that didn't make it to Mario Kart 8, which means it's going to be lost media once the game gets pulled. Because it's very likely to get pulled.
It's actually kind of insane though. Thinking about that now, if it wasn't for these DLCs, when Tour would shut down, all of these tracks would end up being lost media, and now they ain't.
I think that was actually Nintendo's intent for porting them over.
Because it's like, it's funny too, because like right after they basically finished up the wave of these DLCs, they announced the end of service. Well, not the end of service, just that they were when they were like, no more new courses for Tour. Like right after they announced the last set of like the last wave for this, because it was somewhere in between the previous wave and this wave when they said, oh yeah, we're done with the new courses, now it's all going to be like just a recycle of previous tours that were run. So
October 15th, I believe, was when that was
but the game
made.
isn't shutting down. It's just they're just like, you know, no more new stuff. Then again, they said no more new stuff for Mario Kart 8, so we'll see.
Watch them just do another fucking DLC set and just port the rest of the tracks from the old games over.
They come back like 3 years later. Oh, we're actually restarting development, or they release Mario Kart Tour 2, and it's just all the previous tracks before, and then they start adding new ones, and then they do the same for Mario Kart 8.
Oh god.
Yeah. No, I genuinely would not be surprised if they just announced another DLC pass for this game.
I wouldn't be surprised either, but I also think they might just release Mario Kart 9 at this point.
Yeah, I just don't know
do
what
Mario
the fuck
Kart 9
they would
though.
do for Mario Kart 9. Like,
Have what
there's
Mario Kart
nothing
9
left.
with like have Mario Kart 9 with what, like 8 cups, and be like, yeah, that's good enough. And
yeah,
then
like
this game has.
everyone.
Oh, I'm having
people
issues
want
right
Mario-
now.
Oh, like people want Mario Kart 9, but what is it gonna be? They can't live up to this anymore because they can't have this amount of tracks easily.
I feel like Nintendo is backing themselves into a corner for the next gen.
Well, they
The
did
next
it for
gen is
two
very
of the
likely to
biggest
just be a
series,
Switch 2.
That's my thought. It's probably just gonna be an enhanced Switch that can run better.
Yeah, but I mean, like, what they're gonna have a hard time topping a lot of these games. Like, how are they gonna top Mario Odyssey or Tears of the Kingdom or Pikmin 4?
I can see how they would top them. I mean, I feel like they're probably going to be more just DK Mountain now, like more just like enhancements with new features and stuff rather than full-on different games if they do it again.
Also says Mario Kart 9, but it's got an actual single-player storyline.
Okay, that would actually be interesting.
It actually would.
That actually would, yeah.
Kind of like, hell, make it like Camelot sold them GBC sports games and have like upgrades and for your character and stuff.
The only thing I know for certain about the future of these games is the next Zelda will not take place in the same Hyrule as Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
Aonuma has said there's not much more that can be done in that world, which unfortunately means we're probably not seeing the Zonai again, and I'm very annoyed by that.
Shame.
They introduced a sick fucking furry race into the Zelda series and kill them off in the exact same game they were introduced in.
N-
It's not a spoiler,
I mean-
it's like literally the first thing you learn.
Yeah. I mean, Not killing them off, but Nintendo does do that quite commonly with Zelda games.
I mean, they also easily could just bring back the Zonai in some other form. I mean, the Gerudo were killed off in Twilight Princess. There's actually a lot of implications that the Arbiter's Grounds was built to torture them.
It sounds about right for Twilight Princess.
Yeah, Zeno and I were actually talking about that earlier. Like, the Arbiter's Grounds was a prison,
Unrelated.
and it's not pretty what the Hyruleans did to the Gerudo.
Unrelated to that, but this is the best Mario Kart track of all time. So
This is a classic.
It is
This is
absolutely
fact.
classic.
This is the best course of all time. I will not be
Factually
taking
correct.
any other opinions on this.
It is a funny
This is
way
literally-
of saying
This is
Ribbon
literally
Road.
my favorite course on Double Dash. Like,
See, my
if you
favorite
have to be
course
like,
was
oh, what's
course
your
was Down and
market?
Down in Jungle.
Yeah, I always forget this was a Double Dash course originally because I just remember the Wii version so much more.
Same, actually.
Double Dash?
Right, yeah,
That
this
was
is
my
Double
first
Dash.
Mario Kart- Actually, no, it was my second. I played Mario Kart 64 first.
My first was Mario Kart 64.
My first was Wii.
I have played every Mario Kart except for the second arcade game. I've only played the first one.
Maybe that one's a bit hard to find.
Oh, I have not played Tour, but I don't count that because it's mobile. Mobile games
you
aren't
may as
real
well have
games.
said you may as well have said you played Tour considering there's a single track not in this game.
I played the better Tour.
Mario Kart 8 playing the Tour tracks. Oh no, that's not good.
Oh, bye. If I see you've joined me for Monkey.
Monkey. Monkey. You showed me monkey.
Who the fuck put up a bomb in the cannon?
One of the NPCs did that, goddamn.
Don't tell it was me.
Ah, shit.
Bye.
I was hoping that boulder would land on you, Blue. There is a GIF that I saw years ago on one of the old I Can Has Cheeseburger websites. Don't give me shit for it, or for me. I can't even talk right now. I'm just gonna continue. There's an old GIF of Daisy trying to get through the bridge on this track.
that one.
Yeah, she gets hit by, I think it's a bullet bill, a star, the POW block, and then another bullet bill, and she gets knocked off, and then she's just sitting there in 12th place, not moving.
Yeah. So the villager just suicide bombed me. They had a bomb on their back and they just slammed it into me.
Speaking of Wii, why did we get Daisy Circuit? I feel like that could have
Don't know. I
gone
mean,
to
it's not a
another
bad
DS
track.
track, because we got, like, no DS tracks in this.
There's just not that many classic tracks from the DS game. I guess like Luigi's Mansion, but we already have the new one.
There's also Junior Fortress.
Oh yeah.
That's a good one. I like Mario Kart DS. I feel like its tracks haven't become as iconic, though, as good as the game is.
Yeah, I don't think DS was as popular as the others. I mean, Super Circuit also had the same issue, just not being as popular.
Well,
Yeah,
Super
it's
Circuit
actually
is the
them.
worst-selling Mario Kart.
Yeah, it seemed like the handheld games kind of had issues actually keeping popularity. Because 7 is also like pretty fucking forgotten.
I liked 7. I think it had a really good selection of retro courses. Maybe not the greatest selection of new courses, but it was fun.
I still cannot fucking believe Rosalina's Ice Palace made it into this game somehow.
I like that track. It's a Rosalina track.
Oh, my playthrough, I fucking hated that track. I actually got stuck on it for like an hour because the NPCs kept throwing me off cliffs.
That just sounds like a skill issue to me. I'm
You say
just
that's
gonna
a
be
Rosalina
honest.
track? I think you mean a Princess Peach track because they're the same person.
If you reference MadPad in my stream again, I'm going to ban you.
Look, don't get mad just because I presented a theory. A game.
That's it, Dennis. We are no longer doing Resident Evil 5. You are not showing up for Halo.
It's over,
I'm going to
Dennis.
assume Val dropped that pipe on Dennis.
Tennis was killed by a pipe.
Oh, I'm just hitting
That's
stuff.
fair. I accept this
Did I get you
punishment.
with 2 green shells, Simpy?
Yeah.
Oof.
Defeated by a race platform. Oh wow, that platform, that raised part of the track goes pretty far. Holy shit, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, it goes
It's
all
really good
the way.
for avoiding red shells, too.
Well, I
This
can
is what
tell.
we call a sidewalk.
I was gonna say I can tell who initiated the thunder or lightning because Wario is just normal, and then he just smacks into a green shell that's stationary in front of me.
That sounds about right.
Nice. So much for hard NPCs.
Yeah, that reminds me. I finished the new WarioWare.
I want to get that
Move it.
because it looks
It's actually really good.
Yeah, the problem
fun,
is
yeah.
that I don't use my Joy-Cons anymore. I have to charge them, and they drift.
Same.
Oh, well, you don't need the
That's
joystick.
why I
so-
wasn't too interested in the new WarioWare.
I have
don't
heard it
actually
is
use
the
the
sequel
joystick.
to Smooth Moves that we should have gotten a long time ago.
Yeah. It's also the first game I played that actually uses the IR sensor on the Joy-Con.
I saw
Ooh,
Whiskey play it, and it actually looks really good, and it looks like a really good workout, and that would be really good for me.
Yeah, it actually has a workout mode.
Bal says he would curb stomp Wario. That would just turn him into Springy Wario.
Wario, the immortal god.
I cannot believe Bal has not actually played Wario games and knows that you cannot kill Wario in any way that matters.
Wario cannot die.
No, he would die. No, Wario literally just cannot die.
Yeah, Wario has become a zombie and then just shrugged it off and continued going.
In WarioWare 2 and 3, I don't even think he has a health meter.
Nope, he is completely invincible. There's no possible way for him to die.
I know he has a health meter in Wario Land 4, Shake It, and Wario World.
Yeah.
I still can't believe Wario World is a treasure game. That actually explains a lot.
There you
I
go,
also
funny-
didn't know
funny
treasure
Funky
existed
Kong
that
build.
far into the games industry. I thought they went out of business. Or just stopped making games. Bal says he decides who lives and dies. Who lives, who dies, who tells your story.
That was the new god of death.
Oh. I was gonna say the god of death doesn't necessarily determine that, but I think I'm just thinking of Hades.
And depends on the mythology.
Yeah. The funny
Tell
Funky
some
Kong build
he
I have.
didn't need to add of death.
That was the new god. Oh yeah, I have Funky Kong build. I have no acceleration.
Oof.
I have speed. I am fast.
So this is a tour track, and the only way I can tell is the fact that rather than there being actual barriers, there's like those arrows that gate
Yeah.
off the other paths. 'Cause it's like, nope, it's not that lap yet.
I like this one though. This one's cool.
It's just funny. I'm like, that's their solution to integrate,
Yeah.
which is actually which is actually really smart. It's just not something they do in any other track.
They do it
And
in
just
Peach
immediately tell
Gardens,
it's
but it's
tour
because Peach
track.
Gardens has a
Yeah, Peach
different
Gardens is
path
weird.
for this version.
Oh,
Yeah, because
Yeah.
in
He bumped into me and I fucking panicked, so I just used that immediately.
yeah, Peach Gardens and Mario Kart 8, on the third lap, you make a hard left after the first turn, and you go reverse through part of the track. So the arrows are actually used there. And it's a pretty significant change from the last time we saw Peach Gardens.
Yeah, that was a DS track.
Yep, it was in Mario Kart Wii as well.
Yeah. DS, or we did have a lot of DS's tracks.
That's actually how I experienced most of DS's tracks for the first time, because I got Mario Kart DS like 2 years ago.
Oh. How does this Funky Kong build actually kind of work?
Oh, Funky Kong's the new meta. That was also a yawn, by the way.
I don't even know if he's the new meta. I'm pretty, or if that's a meme.
No, I think he
The
is.
new meta is mostly Yoshi, actually.
I thought it was.
Yeah.
I thought it was. I thought it was Simky. I thought it was Funky Kong.
I'm the new meta.
No, Funky Kong is part of it, but Yoshi has been the like main meta build.
Yeah. Yoshi on like a bike, I think.
Wow, I didn't even fucking place.
With like, well, the rollers are still just the best wheels pretty much for most situations.
Yeah, from what I know, it's Yoshi on. See if I actually have it on the Biddy Buggy.
Yeah. But because they actually balance the game a bit, there's multiple things that can compete with that.
We are on
Yep.
Tour Madrid Drive.
Oh yeah, that also reminds me, they actually nerfed bagging. Like hard.
Yep.
What is bagging?
Purposely staying back to get good power-ups, then rushing to front and using the good power-ups to keep your lead.
It's called being bad at the game.
Yeah, they made it so that if you hit a same item box row, you don't get some good items. You only get first place items.
I mean, the funny thing is, just playing the game normally, that hasn't happened to me.
Yeah, it's not too common, but a lot of people used to do it. I think it got a little less common since they nerfed it. It's kind of funny too. Most of the comments I saw in like a video talking about it were just people like, damn, that sucks, but I completely understand. Like no one was fucking mad. Everyone was like, understandable.
Understandable, have a nice day.
Yeah.
I mean, it is kind of bullshit, because imagine just being in second place and then using a bullet bill to hit first place and just zoom on ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like completely skillless, but it was very easy.
I almost got hit by my own banana.
I mean, it was
Banana.
also kind of funny watching an entire like group of people not drive forward and just sit there.
Well, yeah.
I've never seen that.
I've seen it in a couple of videos of someone playing random games. I think it's the like really high tier stuff.
Wow, this music is just really taking me to Spain right now.
Ow.
It's like the Paris track being like the ultimate
A Wiggler's
theme
awake.
song of France.
What were you doing in Paris? Oh, looking over the parasites.
Who was in Paris? Ow.
Listen, I do not
Whoever
need this
used
lightning.
that
I am
lightning
20 or 30
saved
years
me.
old and I do not need this right now. Bell says I'm in Spain without the pain. I mean, without the S. God damn it, I fucked up the joke.
Pain without the pain. Val was in F.
So you're an
God damn it, I hate everything. I am 20 or 30 years old and I do not need this.
Can't believe they sent Val to S.
My life is CBT without the B and T.
uh-oh, typo in the group chat.
Kill.
Xena once made fun of me because I referred to saying the wrong word as a verbal typo.
Yeah, I guess that works.
I was tired. Spike's errors do not alter my state of being. Listen, I like this track, okay? People who hate this track are big dumb poopy heads.
Well, fuck you too.
Fuck your chicken strips.
Oh, I guess I'm using that cart. Oh well.
Oh,
Incomplete build going.
where are
Listen,
you trying
see,
to
it
go
picked
for?
my version of it because it knows I'm right.
I was curious to trying out the like main build. Now I have Bowser Jude, the fucking Bowser part.
I'm surprised they didn't add any more cart parts with the DLC. We could have used some more ATVs.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. This track
Okay, I
sucks.
guess I'm up here.
Everyone gets to go down the fucking hole if you get hit.
It's in the hole.
What the fuck? That did not look correct.
Motherfucker. Listen, Blue, that's
I'm in
karma.
first place. That means I must suddenly brake until I get down to 6th place.
Yeah. You need to just stop moving completely. That's a lot of red shells.
Yeah, it's a blue shell. And I fell.
Oh.
Oh, well, that's not gonna be good.
Kartma, says Ball.
Oh fuck.
Dies.
Man, I sure love being able to see ahead of me on that turn.
Yeah, I don't know. It's even worse than DS. Or 3DS.
Okay, I guess I'm over here. What
Okay,
the
never
fuck?
mind, this track sucks. My nostalgia has blinded me because it's a Rosalina track and I like Rosalina.
Yeah, you can understand why I hate this track now, and I'm very fucking surprised they bothered putting it in here.
No.
We could have gotten
Oh, actually,
Wario's
they-
shipyard.
that was fun.
Or Woohoo
Yeah.
Island.
I don't know why they didn't bother to do Woohoo Island. That's actually a good track.
Because I think
Whoever did the
Nintendo
lightning,
Switch
thank you.
Sports changed the name of the island or something.
Whoever did the
Okay,
lightning,
so-
thank you for helping me avoid Blue Shell.
Oh, you're welcome.
Ow.
Yeah, that one like
fuck.
turn where you literally can't see ahead of you though is so bad on the DS version because you can only see the cart in the 3DS version. You can't even see like the track ahead of you. You just kind of have to hope you're turning right.
Oh, interesting. If the piranha plant hits a horn without hitting the cart, the piranha plant will get stunned. That's interesting. I was hoping that would swerve and hit Dennis. Well, third
Being a
place
fucked
isn't
up
bad.
build, that worked decently well.
I will accept third base.
I hate that.
God
track.
damn, that's another fucking spam bot scammer or hijacked account that's messaged me in the span of an hour.
Jesus.
So this next track is pretty baller. Definitely the best SNES track in the game. They finally figured out how to properly remake an SNES track.
They did it. I can't believe it.
SNES Rainbow Road is fine. It doesn't need to be touched. It's perfect the way it is. Donut Plains 3 is a track. That is the nicest thing I can say about it. I kind of get what they were going for with Mario Circuit 3. They're trying to make it like identical to the SNES track, which I guess is a nice throwback. But compared to the GBA tracks, they just really could not figure out what to do about the SNES ones, and they finally figured it out with
Yeah.
this one.
It's just because of how like flat they are. There's you gotta take some creative liberties if you want to make them actually different.
Flat and basic. Super Circuit
Yeah.
was able to pull off a few cool things, at least. And there's
Hey, one thing I
clearly
learned-
a theme and idea to the tracks that they can work off of.
One thing I learned recently too about SNES Mario Kart is the
Oh.
game isn't actually 3D at all.
No.
It's just 2D, it's just multiple lines of 2D images being constantly drawn in front of you to make the illusion that you're in a 3D space. Technically, the map screen on there is actually what you're playing. Same thing happened with F-Zero, because the Super Effects chip wasn't out at that point.
Yeah, it's just basically Mode 7 as a video game.
Yeah.
F-Zero was a launch title for the SNES, if I'm not mistaken. It was basically there to show off Mode 7.
Yep.
God, I love the SNES.
Yeah, it's one of the consoles that I probably should need. Ow. I need to get more for because I do not have many good games for it. I just kind of find that gen. I always just kind of find that gen a little awkward, though.
I grew up with it, so it's not as awkward for me. It was in an era where Blockbuster was factored into in making games, so they made some games frustratingly difficult so little kids couldn't finish it in a weekend.
Nice, thanks Blockbuster. Yeah, it just doesn't feel like there is as many good games for that generation. I know they're like out there, it's just nobody seems to talk about them anymore.
It's because most of the people who know about them are my age or older, and people don't like talking to those people because they're just fucking boomers.
Earthbound mode.
Well, I mean, there's the obvious ones that everyone talks about, like Donkey Kong Country and Earthbound and Chrono Trigger and whatnot. But, like, most younger people aren't as interested in the SNES era, so they're not as talked about as much outside of the big Nintendo games.
Like, the NES is still talked about, but nobody gives a shit about the Master System.
That's because the Master System is really only known in Europe and Brazil. Specifically Brazil. I don't know why they are so attached to that damn thing.
They love the Master System over there. It's fucking funny. They're still releasing Master Systems. It's technically the longest running console ever due to that, because it's still official.
Alright, here we go. Now we're actually doing Rainbow Road. The last time it didn't count.
Yeah.
I want that damn crown.
The SG-1000 as well, but like, people in Japan don't even fucking know about it.
Sega wasn't actually all that successful in Japan, funnily enough.
Yeah, they did way better in America.
If I remember correctly, only about 10% of the Genesis sales came from Japan. Everything else was Europe and America.
Yeah, and due to the Master System actually doing somewhat better, or competing with the SNES, or not SNES, NES, the Genesis did a lot better in Europe. Because over there, most people knew Sega, not Nintendo.
I actually learned that from Retro Gamer, the British magazine, that in Europe, most people consider the Genesis the winner of that console war, not the SNES.
Yep, and they pretty much did win in Europe. I mean, the only thing that stopped the Saturn from succeeding, besides its price, was just the fact that PS1 exists.
Yeah, PS1 was cheaper, it had more devs behind it, and it had a better reputation, because Saturn had a reputation of being a little hard to work for, or work with.
Little is an understatement.
Yeah.
Yeah, most people didn't bother with that. It did do better in Europe than most other countries, though, just due to Sega's reputation. Albeit the Saturn still did way better in Japan, surprisingly.
Well, the N64, I think, was actually in third in Japan, because the N64 didn't have a whole lot of RPGs, which were really popular in Japan at the time.
Yeah.
And Sega did have the fucking aggressive marketing with Sega the Sun Shield.
That was some, I mean, that's some, like, peak marketing.
Sega's
the guy even got his own games. He even has his own games in Japan.
Yeah, and they even, like, referenced his commercials recently with Sega advertising the new mini Game Gears with Sunshine son. I think it's the actor's actual son.
Yeah. Like, that guy was, like, honestly more of a mascot for Sega that generation than Sonic ever was.
Pretty much. I mean, they didn't even release a proper Sonic game on the Saturn.
Yeah, the proper Sonic game unfortunately got cancelled.
From what I know, that game almost killed its main developer.
Yeah, From the gameplay I've seen of it, because we have a lot of leaked builds, just due to over time, it looked like Sonic Extreme was actually going to be pretty good, but it had a very, very rough development cycle.
Yeah, and I know
'Cause
the
of Switch.
lead dev was being told that if he didn't stop working on it, he would probably just fucking die.
Yeah.
Get the details. I think it was due to severe headaches or something. Something like that. I don't
Yeah,
know.
there are two like distinctive builds. One where it's kind of more of a standard Sonic game, but it's like just 3D-ish, and the other one where they used some spheres, like world spheres, and the world sphere build is the one that's actually pretty cool.
I also hear they actually found a build of Dinosaur Planet as well.
Oh yeah.
I'd be interested in trying that and seeing if it's any better than the final game, because I don't like Star Fox Adventures. Don't get me wrong, I love Crystal and all, but Star Fox Adventures is a bit of a wet fart.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of leaked builds as well, Valve accidentally leaked the first build of Left 4 Dead in
Terror Strike.
Counter-Strike. Yeah. So we have that original build. It's only playable in Condition 0 because it was made for Condition 0 and it was leaked in 1.6.
I thought they pushed it in original Counter-Strike.
Yeah, they pushed it in original Counter-Strike, but it's not playable there.
Ah.
Because the game was made for Condition 0.
Alright, so now we basically have 2
hours.
hours to just pick whatever tracks we want.
BRB, and we'll need to
I
go
need to
back.
bug out for a quick moment.
Okay, I guess we're waiting.
Well, I'm just gonna leave the group so y'all can continue if you want to.
I think Simki just said he had to leave.
Oh, well, F.
Yeah. Condition 0 deleted scene stream when I don't even like Counter-Strike. I am not streaming Counter-Strike. That attracts a really bad crowd. Everyone I know who has streamed Counter-Strike got hate rated during that stream. Condition 0 deleted scenes is a single player bit of Condition 0. Well, I wouldn't have known that because I've never played it. But even just being in the Counter-Strike category just attracts weirdos. Because that's what happened to Kohai, and that's what happened to a high school friend. They streamed Counter-Strike 2. Actually, for my high school friend, it was Global Offensive. And they got hate rated during the stream. Well, yes, but it's still a Counter-Strike category, and there's a couple categories on Twitch that some weirdos and absolute losers online just monitor so they can hate rate people. That's the one that nobody cares about. Okay, true. I don't think anyone likes Condition 0. I've never played it.
Clearly, it's time to play Counter-Strike 2.
No, it is not. I played Global Offensive once and decided I didn't like it.
You know,
but
what's
it is
weird?
time to play as Lethal Company.
You know what's weird? I think my Steam might have time traveled because it says I bought Counter-Strike 2 in 2015 and played it in 2015, even though Counter-Strike 2 only came out this year. That's real odd, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It's because they completely replaced it with Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike Global Offensive was completely replaced by Counter-Strike 2.
X-Files
yeah.
intensifies.
That-
Alright,
that's
we're gonna
the
start
joke.
without Xeno.
Lethal Company mentioned.
Yeah, I want to stream Lethal Company, but I don't know when that's going to happen because we're kind of backed up on Halo at the moment.
Lethal Company is going to be fucking fun, though.
Yeah, I do want to do an off-stream Lethal Company thing next Thursday, which unfortunately might be at the same time Kohai wanted to do one, so. But
I guess we'll see.
we'll see. Well, if I talk to my other girlfriend about Baldur's Gate stuff, we might be able to move that to Thursday, and then I could join. Oh, what? Then I still want to be able to join Lethal Company with Kohai. God damn it. I don't know. We'll figure something out. Because I just really want to play it, and I haven't gotten a chance to play it yet. We do need
Yeah, I've been playing
to
it.
see if I can get that multiplayer mod working so we can get more players, though. Because Soro has the game now, and that makes 5 of us, unless
Yeah.
Blue has it,
And
too.
the game's honestly fun with more people.
I've heard. I've also heard that it makes some of the later runs a little easier.
Yeah,
Because the
game is
quotas start getting a
very
little
big.
nuts after a few completed runs.
there's
Yeah.
no way. There's no end to the game. Like because eventually the quota just gets so large you can't finish it. Like physically cannot finish it.
I mean, it gets to a point where like if you are down a person, then it's gonna be real rough because like working with 4 people, and if you've been going on run after run after run, and let's say close to the start of a current run, someone just like dies right at the start. Well, now you're down to 3 people, and then that can quickly
Yeah.
turn into 2, and then 1, and then you're just done. And if you're one person, you're like, okay, fine, I'll just leave and survive with like minimal or no loot, and then you're just like, okay, we'll try it on day 2 or 3, and you might not have enough time to get everything you need.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
But that's the point. It's not supposed to be like play infinite. There's not really supposed to be like a progression system. It's just like
Yeah, I mean,
mess around,
if
have,
you
have
lose,
fun
you
with
lose
friends.
everything. It's technically a roguelike.
Yeah. The whole point. It's not like the point is like, because you can buy like your furniture and your fancy suits and stuff, but the point isn't for that to be like permanent. It's just when you have cash to spare in your runs, it's kind of your reward for.
Blue, I know for a
doing
fact
all
you
this
steered right towards me.
How do you know?
I haven't really gone far.
I just
'cause
know.
haven't
I just know. I was tiny and you weren't. I just know you steered right towards me.
Yeah. I've done a few like runs with randoms where they've had enough money to get
I
this
know what
funny
you're talking
stuff.
about.
I've had a good run here or there, but the people that I've been with, they don't really stick around really any longer than like a 3-day run, which is fine though.
Yeah.
If you're the host, that progress still actually saves. So
Yep.
if you completed like a 3-day run, like every single day it saves. So if you made good progress with randoms and then they all left on you, you can literally just quit and remake a lobby to have people join.
Is Zeno back?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
Well-
notice.
Yeah, just silently came back because y'all were talking about Lethal Company, so.
I
We had some very
keep doing the dance when I'm hanging out in the kitchen with Zeno, and he'll just be talking about something, and I'll just do the Lethal Company dance. I'm doing it right now, actually. You can't see it.
I've heard some like very funny comedic timing moments just playing with like randoms. One of which was caused by myself making a jump across a ledge, and in the middle of me talking, I fell, and my teammates just hear me go, "Whoops!" and then
Never
just hear
seen
them all
again.
go- and then I just hear all of them like, "Wait, did you just fall?"
I
They're
saw a
like looking for me,
clip
shining their
from.
flashlight down them. It's like, yeah, I fell.
There's a streamer named Evil Toaster who has streamed a lot with the V-Shoujo girls, and he was streaming with, I think it was Zentreya and Henya. And Henya was given a jetpack and launched it and immediately lost control. And then on Evil Toaster's stream, you just hear Henya screaming, something hits him, he dies and gets flung. And then he talks to Henya while they're both dead, and she thinks that she flew into him without knowing, because she couldn't see anything because she started spiraling.
Oh.
Zeno sent me the clip. I can post it in the meme channel later. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, there's I've been playing with some of those. There was a landmine on the ground, so I like skirted past it because there's in a doorway, but there's enough room to get past. I was like, hey, there's a landmine there. And I just hear the fucking people behind me. One of them blew up, and the other one tried to run away, but still got hit by the blast. So I just see a corpse fly past me and turn around, and there's just a head, like a head and half a torso just in the doorway.
Jesus Christ.
I had
Reese's Puffs,
maybe
Reese's
the
Puffs.
Oh my
I
god.
had like the
That
worst.
fucking
I had the
clip.
worst time in the group. We were we were all together. It was literally like a day, like 1 or 2 run on the very first like set of days, and we found a hallway where there was like a turret, and
Oh no.
one of our teammates was trapped on one side, so we were trying to like time it right and help them time it right so that they can like run back over without like immediately dying. So then we did that, and it was like right when we're like, okay, ready, go, and the person crosses over. What comes barreling down the opposite hallway but a spider running right at us, right as
Oh no.
right as we reconnect as a group, and we're like, yay! And then two of us just immediately get just
Oh,
destroyed.
I posted
There's
the
one-
clip Spike was talking about with the jetpack in the meme
Definitely.
channel.
There was another
one.
great one that I think I posted in my server of I don't know who the VTuber is, but she just set a ladder down and activated it. It goes straight up
Oh yeah.
and slowly comes down and then kills someone who just turned a corner with a loud metal ding.
Yep, it does that. There's one time I was doing, the area was flooded and I was manning the monitor in the ship, and 2 people were heading back to the facility to get more loot.
Oh no.
And then I just see, as they're walking along, I just see both of them just stop moving completely. No red dots or anything. Because the area was flooded, the path they took filled up with water, so they just fell into the water and drowned.
Oof.
So I was just, both of them stopped moving, looking in the same direction, like, guys, you okay? Teleport one of them, corpse appears.
I had a run where 3 out of 4 of us were completely new, myself being included. Obviously, I've only just started playing the game, so none of us knew what quicksand were except for one person.
Oh no.
So
No.
we all exit our ship on a rainy planet, and there was quicksand, and it was literally right in front of the exit to the ship. So we all just
Oh, what
started
the
sinking
fuck?
immediately. Although one of
that's
one of
fucked.
them was able to get out, but me and one other person just immediately gets like, we just sunk, and that was then it just 5 seconds into that day, and there were only two or four of us just dead.
That
I was like,
reminds me,
oh,
there was one,
That's
there was
quicksand.
another run I was doing where it was raining, not flooding, but pitch black, like 10 a.m. ship's about to leave. Me and this guy are trying to get back. Our flashlights are out of battery, and as we're walking along, there's dogs nearby, so both of us are being quiet. And then I just hear a bubbling noise behind me, and he's gone.
Oh,
He fell into fucking quicksand and died. So I was just completely alone, pitch black and dark, surrounded by fucking dogs.
That's why you gotta play the Pac-Man theme, like Turbo did.
Someone
Oh my
modded
God.
that already.
I think that
Yeah, there was
clip
someone
made
still
funnier by
alive
the
on the
fact that
ship.
Vinny from Pine Sauce is there too.
Yeah. I love that. Just, what the fuck is that noise? Pac-Man game over theme gets killed.
What were you gonna say though?
Like-
Someone were like a
I
mod, they
am-
already modded something, or
They already modded the Pac-Man theme to replace the dog noises and kill sound.
I think there was another clip that Dennis shared in the server. I don't think you knew that, but the one with the guy who goes into a door and then suddenly comes out with half his screen cut off. That's another VTuber group. That's one of my favorites. He just goes in after saying that I'll just check it out, and the guy whose point of view is from says, "Oh, do you think he'll come back out?" And the girl goes, "Oh no, he's dead." And then suddenly he comes out screaming, limping, and covered in blood. It's like, oh, okay, I'm good. It's fine, guys. I'm not good. I'm just gonna go rest in the ship.
But yeah, there was another time where I was in the mansion with another guy and saw a pile of loot. So I was like, ooh, I'll go grab that. And he was waiting. as I was picking it up, there's a fucking sentry neither of us noticed in the room, and I just hear beep beep, and it guns me down. And then the guy got greedy and went to try and get the loot as well and got fucking gunned down.
Oof.
Because both of us dead in a room surrounded by like 12 items.
Yeah, I really want to play.
Special
I'm really looking
entertaining
forward to
game.
next Thursday when we play Lethal Company.
Yeah, it's gotta be fucking fun.
I need to do a test run of it, either sometime before then or earlier in the day, to figure out the optimal way of playing it, because I could play it from my laptop, or I could play it from the Steam Deck. We wouldn't be using Discord since it would have proximity chat anyways.
Yeah, using
So-
Discord isn't fun anyways, because there's so much sound-based stuff.
Yeah, so I'd have to figure out how to do my mic setup if I'm using the Steam Deck. I probably
Yeah.
can just plug my headset into the Steam Deck directly.
Yeah,
I think that might be the easiest option. The game does support a controller.
yep.
And if I need to, my DualSense also has a mic, and I think the Steam Deck itself also has a mic. But I can probably just use my headset. I haven't actually tried using my headset with the mic in the Steam Deck yet. It should work.
Yeah.
No, no, no. God damn it, that's a yawn too. What the fuck? Oh, why do I even try talking during a yawn?
Funny. Yeah, Lethal Company is just such a fun and chaotic game of just... Everything is perfectly fine, too. Everyone is fucking dead. Or, like, you'll just be talking to someone, like... There was one time I was just talking to a guy... We're just walking along, and I just hear a fucking snap, turn around, and there's just a trail of blood leading from where it used to be.
Oh.
Have any of you encountered the Jester?
Yeah.
It's only been spiders and these weird, like, slug things that hug your face.
I think those are called
Oh,
scuttle
the,
fleas.
Yeah, I just called them the ceiling fucks because they...
Oh,
Yeah,
and
they're hard to get rid of.
and the giant things.
Oh, the forest giants.
Yeah, you'll know when you see the Jester.
I don't really count bees because they're kind of like a passive hostile mob, but bees.
Yeah.
I've had like people just immediately die to them, not knowing what they are. I'm just like, sorry.
They rip.
Oh, we're almost on 500 yawns.
You
I actually had someone who like aggroed the bees and then grabbed the nest immediately. Right after they killed the guy, they started running after me because I had the nest and I guess I wasn't far away. So I just dropped it and just let it be. But I was just like, dang, I wish I could have actually brought it back to the ship.
I think it is
Yeah.
actually worth a decent amount.
Yeah,
It is.
There's
I
another
assume-
one where...
I assume you have to basically distract them with one person and then pull hard away so that they like don't go back to the nest. But I haven't.
They will
Yeah.
always try and find their way back
Yeah.
to the nest. So you need
Yeah.
to like drop it next to the ship, and then those be the last items you throw on the ship. So that way everyone's there. You grab the nest, you get on, you
makes
lock
sense.
the door, and fly.
Yeah.
So it's basically just like a Hail Mary, like, okay, grab it, we're going now.
Pretty much,
Yep.
yeah.
That'd be fun to pull off, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Also reminded of another thing that happened where I was manning the monitor in the ship again, and I was watching a guy, and there was just 3 red dots surrounding him, and as he turned away, they start moving really fast. So he was fighting 3 fucking spring guys at the same time.
Oh god.
He got out too. He lived.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he actually fucking lived. He managed to get out. But it was just like, oh my god.
Welcome
he's
to the
got-
fantasy zone.
He was
Get
kind of
ready.
in trouble.
Ujaya, thank you
He
for the
wasn't-
resub.
Hey. Yeah, he didn't. He wasn't the guy with the walkie-talkie because the guy who had it was split up from the main group. Because we only had 2 walkie-talkies at the time, one for me and the ship, and one the guy was carrying.
Well, we're at
So I
500
wasn't even
yawns.
able to talk to him. Woohoo! 500 yawn special win.
I'm not doing a special for the yawns. 500
Iron
yawn
Lung.
special, I take a night off to sleep.
There
I
we
don't know
go.
what
When I
it
was
is
scratching
about-
it.
I don't know what it is about stream
That
that
means
just
you're
makes
doing
me
another-
yawn.
That means you're doing another Iron Lung stream, right?
No.
Do it, coward.
I am a coward, I won't do it.
You have to play it. You have to play it in Markiplier mode.
What's Markiplier
What
mode?
does that mean?
You you don't know?
Would I ask if I
Oh,
knew?
Well, then you're gonna have to play to find out.
Is it just
is
is it
not- this is not
Markiplier
act-
comes
this is
to your
not
house
actually a
and
joke.
actually... Wait, there's actually a Markiplier mode?
Yes.
What? I was gonna say, is it just Markiplier comes to your house and actually just locks you in a submarine?
Dennis, I'm gonna need you to explain yourself right this instant.
Yeah. I mean, I could.
How? Please.
Are you going to?
Perhaps.
I need to look it up.
No, I just need to leave you in suspense for a minute. Anyways, Markiplier mode turns most of the game's textures into Markiplier space.
Oh,
That sounds
I actually think I
amazing.
heard about that.
And this is an
Beautiful.
actual mode in the game.
I don't know what possessed me to throw a red shell at Blue's bomb.
The single brain cell frying itself.
Good.
Hey, I'll have you know I have 2 brain cells.
Well, you had to.
Also, Subnautica
Oh.
stream. I cannot play Subnautica. That stream would last
can't
15
either.
minutes.
He tried.
I tried
saw
it.
it.
The moment I got into a cave, I had a panic attack. Like an actual full-on panic attack.
Oh, fuck.
I
Yeah.
get that from leaving the submarine.
Yeah, like, keep in mind, my thalassophobia, it's not funny. It's just depressing.
Yeah. Like,
Because it actually gives me panic attacks. That's why I don't play underwater games much for comedy, because it's just genuinely not funny. If anyone saw my Outer Wild streams, I had to be... chat basically had to hold my hand, because I had to keep pausing to catch my breath because I was panicking.
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
Because I am, like, deathly afraid of open water. I will never find myself on a boat. I would literally rather drop dead than ever go on a boat.
No boats for Spike.
Nope. The funny thing is, though, I love swimming. I've swum in the lake before. The thing is,
There's
I never
just
went
open
past a
water.
certain point.
It was mainly just open water.
Yeah, I used to have nightmares about being swept out to the lake.
Ah. So like pools and kind of like closed environments are fine.
Yeah. Would you listen to I'm on a Boat featuring T-Pain by Lonely Island? It's one of my favorite Lonely Island songs. What happened to Lonely Island? They made like 2 or 3 albums and then fucked off.
Yeah, I don't know. They just disappeared, I guess.
Like, they had a
The
whole
world couldn't
YouTube channel
handle
and
it
everything, and
anymore.
I don't think it's been updated in over a decade.
Yeah. Just vanished, ceased existing.
Well, I know Andy Sandberg was a big part of it, and he went on to other shows. They got stranded on an island. They're very lonely. Oh, I'm sorry. How rude of me. I didn't know.
Gotta go find them.
Speaking of being stranded on an island, I found out that Gilligan's Island got sequels.
What?
There was an animated sequel called Gilligan's Planet.
Upgrading, I see.
Yeah, there's actually more than that. That was one of the last sequel series, but apparently it was a whole franchise at one point. But I've only
Gonna
ever heard of
keep
Gilligan's
upgrading
Island.
We're just gonna keep upgrading in fucking like severity. Got Gilligan's Planet, Gilligan's Galaxy.
Gilligan's Alternate Universe.
Gilligan's Multiverse.
God, don't give them ideas.
Ow.
When is the Gilligan's Island reboot starring Chris Pratt as Gilligan coming out?
Yeah, come on.
Oh,
And
the
it's
new
not even
Garfield voice.
Chris Pratt pretending to be Gilligan, it's just Chris Pratt as himself.
See,
Yeah.
they wouldn't make that. Clearly, it would be Tom Holland. Come on.
Oh, yeah, fair. Okay, yeah, you
Yeah,
got me
true.
there.
Honestly, I think it would genuinely be funnier if all the movies Chris Pratt was in, he didn't even try and just was just himself, not even pretending to be the character, let alone doing a voice.
He's just playing Star-Lord the entire time, no matter who he's actually playing.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever be over Nathan Drake, Tom Holland, though.
Why
I don't.
would they
It's a
even
weird
cast
choice.
him as Nathan
That
Drake? Tom Holland is a baby.
I know they were trying to be younger Nathan Drake, but they went like too young.
He is a little baby man. Why is he playing the big
Nathan
boy?
Drake.
He was supposed to be like 25 in the movie, I think, and they made him look like he was like 14.
They might as well have called it Nathan Drake or Uncharted Jr. or something.
Like fucking Indiana Jones Jr., like
Uncharted Drake's
the young
daycare.
Indiana Jones.
There is a young
Young
Indiana
Uncharted
Jones.
Drake. I know, that's why I was saying that.
Okay. There's a young Indiana
The only
Jones and there's a
reason-
James Bond Jr. Why either of
Yeah,
those
the only
exist,
reason
I don't know.
that. Yeah, the only reason I know that is because both of them have games.
Same, except young Indiana Jones was a secret level in Lego Indiana Jones.
Yeah. And at a SNES game, I think.
And there's, I think, an NES James Bond Jr. game.
Yeah, which also released on Master System. Which I think the Master System version is supposed to be better.
Is it even any good, though? Like, it can be better, but is it actually good?
I don't know. I haven't seen gameplay in a long time, so I don't really remember. I think it's supposed to be either, from what I remember, it's just or just bad.
I remember when I was at one point grabbing games for old consoles, and I found James Bond Jr. was like, huh, that's weird, I've never heard of this. And I brought it up with my dad, and he got mad at me for reminding him that James Bond Jr. existed.
It seems to be a piece of media that most people would like to forget exists.
Sure seems like that. Oh, also, I just randomly thought of this while we were talking. I found an Onion article that made me think of cat bolts. Cat too evil to pet, too soft not to.
That fits. My mushrooms. Ow.
Well, I had a red shell and I lost it the instant I got it, and that's banana. That's just every cat's as well. True.
Yeah, there's some funky ass like tie-in games out there like that for just media that like no one gives a shit about.
I love looking back on shows or movies that just absolutely failed because I think it's funny.
Yeah,
I think I talked about movie 43 last stream.
you did, yeah. It's still kind of funny. The you know X versus Sever.
No.
Oh, failed spy movie of the 2000s. It got a Game Boy Advanced game and a
it
Game
did.
Boy Advance sequel. The movie didn't get a sequel. The game did, because the game's actually really fucking good.
Okay. I know
It's
there
a
was
first-person shooter
Oh shit. There's a
on the
forgotten
GPA.
spy parody called Spy Hard. From I think from the 90s that was made by the two people who would eventually make the later Scary Movie films, not the first two. Because the first two were done by the Wayans brothers. The third onwards were done by Setzer, Friedberg, and Setzer. Setzer and Friedberg, I think is the name of the director pair. And they also did Epic Movie, Disaster Movie, Date Movie. those movies, the really trashy parody films that have nothing to do with what they're parodying.
Yeah.
A dark time in cinematic history.
Yep.
Yeah.
They did a
Indeed.
movie called Spy Hard, which was a spy parody, and the only reason why anyone knows about that film is because Weird Al did the title theme.
Nice.
From what I know, it is complete trash. I have heard that out of all of the movies that director pair has done, Date Movie is actually somewhat watchable. Because it's not really parodying... Well, it is still parodying specific films, but it's also a more genre parody, whereas the others were just parodying whatever were blockbuster hits at the time.
Yeah.
Absolutely none of those movies age well.
No, absolutely none of them, and the main reason why is because they reference things that don't make sense to anyone who's not from that time. Scary Movie 2, which granted is the Wayans brothers, references a basketball commercial from the 90s, which nobody born after that would even know about.
Yeah, what the fuck? Okay.
The only reason why I even know it is because my sister explained the joke to me.
Yeah. But yeah, if you ever see a copy of X vs. Sever or its sequel on GBA, or Ice 9 as well, because that was the third game, just not called X vs. Sever, you should get it, because genuinely just good first-person shooters on GBA.
Wait, Ice 9? That's an odd choice for a name.
That's Kurt Vonnegut.
Yeah, I know. It's just an odd choice for a sequel to a spy game.
Yeah,
I don't
but
think
it's
Simki knows what
technically a
Ice 9
sequel,
is.
technically not.
We know it for different reasons.
Yes, we do.
I have no fucking clue.
It was a red herring plot point in Zero Escape 999. But it's referencing, I think the book is called Cat's Cradle by Kurt Vonnegut, who's actually one of my favorite authors.
Ah. But yeah, one cool thing the X vs. Sever games do is you can play as either character, but they play through the same levels, but there's some levels where you're fighting the other character, and you play as whatever point of view on that one. So there's one where Sever is on the street, and X is in buildings, so whichever one you're playing, you'll actually be playing that part and fighting the other character.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. The game
I'll
is
have to
also fully 3D, which is pretty impressive for a GBA first-person shooter.
I'll have to check
Doesn't
them out.
use
I
2D
also
sprites
recently
for
watched a
me.
video on Max Payne Advance, and it actually looks really good for a GBA port.
Yeah, no, Max Payne Advance is straight up good.
And from what I remember of the video, the developer that made Max Payne Advance, they impressed Rockstar so much, Rockstar bought them and they made Grand Theft Auto Vice City Stories and Liberty City Stories, which are two of the
Damn.
best PSP games.
I mean, yeah, I mean,
Okay,
if
but
you made
like,
the Max Payne, I'd be impressed.
but like, does it have Sam Blake's face or no?
Yeah,
That's a
it does.
question.
Oh, there's a mod for Max Payne 3 that actually adds Sam Lake's face to the Max Payne model.
Yo,
It looks a little weird, but
yeah.
it's pretty good. They also edited I think the bald model, so that way it looks better with Sam Lake. Because
Makes sense.
Old.
bald.
It'd be
Oh,
better if Max Payne 3 was actually made by Remedy.
Yep.
from what I know, Max Payne 3 is supposed to be decent, but just not a good Max Payne game.
It's
No.
The gameplay is like excellent. The writing is awful.
Well,
Yeah.
Remedy's writing is really hard to beat.
Oh, and the cinematics are actually the worst I've ever seen in a video game ever. So there's that.
Yeah. Like,
It's
actually
not even
has-
hyperbole. I hope you enjoy getting a migraine playing Max Payne 3.
Oh, and I hope you like the shit brown is realistic fetish that developers had at the time.
I mean, that's just the curse of the 7th generation.
It's really bad in Max Payne.
Yeah.
Dennis, do you happen to remember, does Max Payne 3 take place in Mexico?
Brazil.
Brazil?
Yeah,
Okay,
so
there
Sao
you go.
Paulo-
See,
Sao Paulo,
you know
Brazil.
it's South America because everything is tinted brown and orange.
I love someone
Now,
describing him.
see if it was Mexico, it would be yellow.
That is true.
Yeah, I love someone describing blue light filter glasses and just turning everything into the 7th generation Mexico filter.
Blue filter, either green or flashback.
Also, it's not that bad, but he's played way more of those brown and Gray games than we probably have. Well, definitely
Yeah, no,
played
I've
more
played a
than
lot.
me and Xeno since we were way behind from that gen. We got into that gen very late.
I grew up with that gen, so I played a lot of them as well. Like Black Site, Area 51.
Prior to getting a
Reading its name.
Wii U and then a 360 and PS3, the only piss brown as realistic games that I actually played were Twilight Princess and Lost in Shadow. That was it.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
both
Twilight
of those
Princess,
games, in my
like-
opinion, actually use it really well.
Yeah, the main thing with Twilight Princess is it didn't just use brown, it used other colors, just desaturated.
It's
a
probably the
colorful
best
game, it's just
example of piss
desaturated.
brown and bloom.
Yeah, because it's overall a pretty colorful game, it's just all desaturated because the game is supposed to look dark as fuck.
Yeah, and that's one of the
it is.
reasons why I don't like the remake as much, because they brightened everything. And they toned down the
Yeah.
bloom, and that was actually one of the main reasons why I liked it. It's because it did it well. It's actually really good.
You know, like, I still get why they made a lot of the changes they did in the remake, but yeah, I can see like why you'd like the original more. It's one of those remakes that's like it doesn't replace the original, but it's kind of just a companion game, I guess, or just an easier way to play it.
Yeah, I would argue it's a worse version overall. Not as bad as the Wii version. The Wii version is terrible.
Yeah.
That is the only
I have
version
the
of Twilight
version
Princess I've never
really bad.
finished.
I can agree, the Wii version's a bit of a mess.
And I basically play the GameCube version twice a year. Once at the beginning of the year, and again around my birthday.
I need to get the GameCube version. It's Curse of GameCube physical media being like $500 fucking.
In my opinion,
Yeah.
it is worth it because it's the best version of Twilight Princess. Hey, Lizardman.
Welcome, Lizardman.
Well,
We're talking about piss brown and bloom is realistic.
Yo, you need to play the Syndicate. Come on, Spike.
Oh god.
Come on. We need a Syndicate stream for a bad game night.
Val
PS3
and I
versions.
have occasionally brought up the Syndicate in this very kind of discussion for years. Because it's the most hilarious example of piss brown and bloom is realistic.
Yeah, I have the PS3 version. Surprisingly, the servers are still active. You can't find anyone, but they still work.
What the fuck?
Wow, I can't imagine why you can't find anyone.
Yeah, I hit online, like, because I was showing a friend it, and I hit online because, like, I'm never gonna find anyone, and it fucking booted up to the find match menu, and I was like, what?
Yeah, I'll have to get what I need to
Dead
actually
Rising
stream from
3,
PS3.
Yeah.
Dead Rising 3 does that whole
Yeah, that's
brown is
splitter.
realistic thing, fortunately, and it makes me sad.
Yeah.
I
'Cause,
need
yeah,
to
you
give
need-
Dead Rising a proper shot, because the last time I tried to play it, I fucking hated it.
Now, come on, you need to play Drop Till You Drop, including Zombie.
Oh my
I don't know if
God.
we still have that copy.
Yeah, no, it's a completely different game. It's
It's literally
yeah.
Resident Evil 4. It's not just a completely different
is.
game, it is a different franchise.
Because it's
Different
running
engine.
on the RE engine.
Yeah, specifically RE4's engine. It's a weird Frankenport of
specifically the
Dead
Wii version of
Rising
the
and
engine.
RE4. It's so fucking weird.
It's because the Wii couldn't handle the engine, so they just worked with what they could.
It's a cool idea, at least, to just like cannibalize another game's engine like that. It didn't work, but it was a cool idea.
You just gotta play Dead Rising 1, not necessarily expecting to like do everything in one go, or
Yeah.
save like every survivor, or
It's the
save
kind of
every
game you're
survivor.
not. It's the kind of game you're not supposed to 100% unless you want a real challenge.
From what Dennis
Like-
told me when I watched someone else stream it, with Dead Rising, you can't just beat the game in one go. You're kind of
can.
expected to die.
You can, like, I can do it, but I know how everything goes. I've learned all the tips and tricks and stuff,
Yeah,
and
'cause-
I know how to pull it off. But as like a new player, if you find that like later boss fights are very like difficult, well, you can always stop at that point. Continue your run, try to save other survivors. When you end a run, you get a big experience boost, and then you could just try again at a higher level, and you'll probably have a much easier time now that you know the layout more, you know when certain events happen, and
Has
you
it
can
been
kind of
picking
put planning
Dennis's
around
track
it.
all this entire time?
Pretty much, yeah.
I feel like though Dead Rising 2 is a much easier game. Now, I wouldn't say it's like easier, but it's like if you're talking about beating a game in one run, much more feasible and in Dead Rising 2
Yeah.
than it is. It's just not 100% because there's like hidden survivors and secret cases, like side content you're probably not going to see on your first go.
Yeah,
That
well,
kind
I
of
mean,
thing,
the
because
kicker
you're
is
not used to the timer, but
the kicker
the
is Dead
main
Rising
plot-
1 did not make it obvious to me that experience and items actually carried over when you died, because it seemed like it wanted me to reload my save where I didn't get to keep any of that because it would just throw me back.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there's loads of different endings based on when when the story cuts off, and how you end the 3 days. And you're not necessarily expected to get like the true ending at the very first go, necessarily.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
Dead
think
Rising
I
2,
need to
I
just
feel
sit
is
down
much
and
more
play
easier
it
to pull
over
off.
a very long period.
And then there's Dead Rising 3 that I gave up on the timing thing.
Yeah, there is a timer. It's just not a factor.
It's still there, it's just very
Like-
lenient.
And then there's Dead
like a-
Rising
it's like a
4.
reward.
Don't like the default ending,
We don't
wait for the
talk about
DLC to
Dead
come
Rising
out.
4.
What are you
Dead
talking
Rising
about?
4 is not a
There's no
game.
There's no Dead Rising 4.
Yeah, they
Oh,
never released
that's
that.
true,
It got
there's no Dead
canceled.
Rising 4.
There was some weird game that
There is
copied
no
it
war in
with
Boston.
with some guy named Hank East for some reason.
Zeno, how did you pronounce that?
I don't know how they didn't get sued.
Zeno, what did you say?
I said there is no war in Boston Sea.
Bossing say!
Boston
Oh,
Say.
it's say.
SMH. SMH.
Hey, to be fair, I've
Fake-
never seen
fake-
Avatar.
fake last year.
Neither have I, but I've heard it pronounced.
Well, fuck you.
But yeah, no,
Yeah,
Dead
not-
Rising 4,
Not the
you don't
meme,
talk about
though.
Dead Rising 4.
Yeah. Not the meme, though, just actually saying, like, Dead Rising 4 is a travesty.
It's funny
It
though
removed-
because
The term I
Oh,
like
no.
to
in a-
use
in a-
is wet fart.
Yeah.
in a bubble, if it was not a Dead Rising game, it actually would be very solid. It just fails on all aspects of what people wanted in a Dead Rising game, including Frank West's characterization. So like,
Oh, they
you
just
know,
ripped
if
him apart and just made him someone new. It's not even Frank West anymore.
it was because of the actors strike, the SAG-AFTRA strike.
Oh,
They
that
recast him.
happened.
They wanted to go on and on about we wanted a older Frank West and a different take, and I'm like, the actor is like the same age as the character, dude. Like,
Yeah.
like this is fact. Like the dude's literally like the same age as Frank West. It was, you know, they had to come up with some excuse, and they didn't want to admit that it was because of the strike, but it was because of the strike, especially because Frank West's new voice actor goes uncredited. And that's actually because it was like an actor who was on like CW shows or something, and like it was like a kind of known actor. It was like Ty Olson or something, which I don't really know who that is, but I guess they're in like,
Name sounds
you know,
familiar for
actual
some reason.
TV shows and stuff, but went uncredited because the strike. So
I see.
it's kind of obvious why he has a new voice actor, and it's not because they wanted a different take on the character.
It's
but-
because they just wanted to keep making the game without while the strike was going on.
However,
Probably also explains why everything was a mix.
nah, the game would have been crappy no matter what, because that studio and the heads of the studio were totally mismanaging the IP. But
Yeah.
it's
Well, I mean, they
probably
were
a good
also
thing
doing
that
it without
Frank's
the
voice
creator.
actor did-
To be
Well, I
fair,
mean,
though,
he
after
left
Mighty Number 9, maybe that was a blessing in disguise.
He
Nah.
left to do Mighty Number 9 actually, so I mean, that's
I see.
unrelated.
So maybe it was a good thing.
But no, it was also
It's
a good
better
thing
than
that,
nothing.
The voice actor. There was a good thing that his voice
Oh.
actor wasn't in 4, so he didn't have to take part in the butchering of Frank West's character.
Yeah. God, I remember seeing Game Informer having ads for Mighty Number 9 and being like, it's Mega Man, Mega Man's coming back, this is the Mega Man. And the
Remember
game
when they
actually came out
announced,
and
like-
And the next Game Informer issue is like, this game is absolute garbage, like 2 out of 10.
I remember when they announced an entire media franchise before the game came out.
Oh god,
Oof.
yeah. They thought it was
Cheetah
gonna
Man
be
situation.
the, like, big thing, yeah.
TV show, comic books, merchandise before the game came out.
It is funny to
And
me
then
that the
the game
creators
came
of Action 52 and by extension Cheetah Man and Drake of the 99 Dragons are both known for doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
Val,
funny,
Val and
too,
I knew
because-
exactly what to reference.
It's funny too, because Action 52 wasn't even licensed. It was a fucking, like, bootleg cartridge.
Yep. And it was so
It
poorly
wasn't-
made, it actually has a habit of self-destructing if you play it for too long, because it'll just melt the plastic.
Nice.
We have
know,
the same person to thank for that we have to thank for the Plumbers Don't Wear Tie re-release. Tie's re-release.
Oh god, it's the same
Oh,
guy?
God, really? Really?
No, I'm talking
Um,
about. I'm talking about Angry Video Game Nerd James Wolfe.
Oh.
Ah, okay.
Pushing those into popular media so that there was like an actual interest and like lingering perspective on those titles.
It's funny, one of the, I was looking at a video on Plumbers Don't Wear Ties for the 3DO, and one of the original devs was actually, like, commented on the video, and he just said, like, yeah, I worked on this game. The studio who hired us genuinely just kept saying things, and we literally did not understand what they wanted from us.
Mm.
They literally could not comprehend what they were trying to make. The devs did not know what anybody wanted from them, so they just kind of slapped together a weird-ass game.
Finally!
I mean,
Trying to get Sydney Sprint for so
we certainly
long.
remember it today.
What was that?
We certainly remember the game today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like even without the Angry Video Game Nerd, Plumbers Don't Wear Ties would eventually just show back up as everyone being like, what the fuck is this?
Isn't it just softcore porn?
Yeah.
I think you mean slideshow presentations, but
True.
Yeah,
Yes.
the game doesn't have any actual, like, animation. Or
it
video.
has one. It has one video, and it's the like intro to the game where the main actress like gives you a tutorial, and that's it.
So when I get a 3DO, I'm probably gonna buy it as a meme just because, like, how infamous it is.
If I got it for
If I do
free,
find
I'd
a
probably
game
still feel
video,
ripped
yeah.
off.
Like, probably not too
You just
soon.
gotta watch the Angry Video
Yeah.
Game Nerd episode. That's all you need.
Yeah. I've seen like a couple episodes of Angry Video Game Nerd. He still makes videos.
Yeah, he just doesn't do the nerd anymore. I remember when he stopped doing the nerd character, he came out and was just like, I'm not having fun anymore, and it just doesn't feel good for me to, like, get that route up.
Still,
'Cause
does
I think
Angry
people
Video Game Nerd
forgot that he
videos.
was actually doing a bit with that.
Yeah, the Angry Video
Well,
Game
he
Nerd.
still does
yeah.
videos. He's just more
Yeah,
chill
he
now.
does.
Well, yeah, well,
And
I'm
they're
saying
good,
that
too.
He's still,
we know that he's not the nerd anymore.
Yeah. And his new content is really good. I love the video where he reviews all of the Home Alone games with Macaulay Culkin.
Doesn't Macaulay Culkin not even remember his... No, I'm thinking of Frankie Muniz, the one who doesn't remember his childhood.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to Frankie Muniz exactly, but he developed some kind of disorder, and he genuinely does not remember his childhood at all.
no, it was
Oh.
it was a
Jeez.
car crash. He did like the one racing
Oh.
type stuff, and yeah,
Oh.
he
Okay,
had
you got memory loss in a
loss.
car crash. Ouch.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was a disorder. I didn't realize it was that.
No, he did like because he retired from acting after basically being extremely rich child acting, and so followed like that passion and got into a bad crash.
Damn. Yeet.
Rosamund says Macaulay has one of the worst parents around. Was one of the first celebrity children to divorce from them. Didn't the actress who played Sam in iCarly have a similar situation? Because she actually put out a book recently about how she was happy when her mom died. Because her mom is the reason she was on iCarly, and her mom was incredibly abusive. And we also now know that some of the girls who were on iCarly did not really get good treatment from the show's creator, Dan Schneider.
Yeah, he's not exactly a good person.
That is putting it mildly.
Very mildly. But yeah, I want to get a 3DO sometime because it seems like it's got some fun stuff that's been forgotten.
It has no copyright protection, just something to keep in mind.
Yep, you do. I guess no one would fucking care if we talked about that because no one owns the rights for like any of those games anymore. But you do need a CD burner that burns at the right speed. Because if it burns too fast or too slowly, it has issues reading the disc.
As far as I'm concerned, it would be considered abandonware anyways.
Yeah, anything other than like plumbers don't wear ties is abandonware.
There's a couple EA games that wouldn't be, technically.
Yeah, FIFA and PGA Tour and stuff, but they haven't had modern re-releases of them, those versions anyways.
I was actually thinking of Wing Commander. Because the 3DO got a unique port of Wing Commander 3, the only console version of the series, actually. And from what I know, it's a really good port.
No, Wing Commander came out on the, Wing Commander 1 came out on the NES, or SNES, I mean.
Oh, I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, I have it. Well, I mean, I haven't played it yet because I've been meaning to play in the contacts, just been lazy, but yeah. And yeah, the 3DO version is actually really good.
And if I remember correctly, Wing Commander 3 was the one with Mark Hamill in it.
Yep. 3DO actually is the best version of Wolfenstein 3D as well.
Yeah, I think we talked about that before.
Yeah. I mean, I don't blame the dev for that being the worst version of Doom.
No, it's definitely not their fault.
She did the best with what she could, and she actually was the one who made the port of Wolf 3D. That's why she was brought on for Doom.
I also do know that in a very small handful of cases, the 3DO versions of some very early PS1 games are marginally better than the PS1 versions, but that's almost exclusively limited to Need for Speed and Road Rash 3D. Not Road Rash Jailbreak, Road Rash 3D.
They're way better on the 3DO. At least Road Rash is.
I have Need for Speed on the Saturn.
Not a bad version.
I only own like 4 Saturn games. I haven't been able to find any that I want. I need to like look up some really cheap ones, even if they're just like ports of other games. I just want more Saturn games.
Yeah, I can give you some suggestions later if you want me to. Because I got some good ones that are cheap.
Like any of them. I won't be able to get them for a bit, but at least so I have them in mind, because I just want more Saturn games. I love the Saturn.
Same. It's just you really should get an action replay if you don't have one.
Yeah, I need to get that as well.
Because some of the games go for like some of the games go from being like triple digits price wise to like single digits if you get the Japanese version.
Yep. My whole reason for wanting to learn Japanese in my first go at college was so that way I could spend $30 on Panzer Dragoon Saga instead of $1,000.
Honestly, if you're into gaming, Japanese is kind of a useful language to know due to how like much cheaper there are, and also regional exclusives that don't have fan translations. During
my Fuga stream, I looked up Tail Concerto's price for PS1. English copy, around $450 or so. Japanese copy, $20.
Yeah.
Granted, that's not necessarily a game where you would need to know Japanese to play it, since it's a bog standard platformer that doesn't really have much in the way of upgrades. But it's Little Tail Bronx. I would actually like to know the story.
Yeah. It's funny, for PS1, for Japanese games, because there really isn't a good region-free mod, I just bought a PS1 Slim from Japan for like $50.
I was going to buy a Japanese PS2 at one point, just to play some imported games. Because I have 2 Japanese PS1 games.
Yes. PS2 can be easily soft modded though.
Yeah, but we've gone through a couple PS2s, so I'm a bit hesitant to do that.
I mean, it's just a memory card thing. You
Oh.
just stick the custom card in and boot up a game that's compatible, and it boots up the soft mod. It is not a difficult process from what I know. You just need the right hardware in game.
Yeah, I'll have to
Hardware
learn
is
that.
the right memory card.
Because I have Japanese copies of Klonoa Beach Volleyball and Klonoa Door to Phantom Isle. I originally played them on my old laptop with an emulator. I own the game, so it's fine. I can say that.
Yeah.
Because my old
Not
laptop
illegal
actually had a
if you
disc
own the
tray.
game.
Or a disc drive.
Did you just say
Oh.
the E word?
It's fine. I had literally used the actual discs.
Yeah, as long
Nintendo,
as you
get
own the
'em.
game, it's not illegal.
The man says he actually rented a 3DO from a
right
video
now.
store. God, I miss video rental
Yeah.
stores.
Actually, while looking around for 3DOs, I saw a few Blockbuster cases.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
People
Zeno
spawn.
can attest to how often we rented from Blockbuster when we were kids.
But
I barely remember it.
Okay, never mind.
I went to Blockbuster. Well, since I'm a bit, like, I got to witness the fucking downfall of Blockbuster post, like as younger. Fucking hell, words.
I got a bunch of like those old game guides from it because they were just like sending them to like a dumpster. We're like, let's grab them.
Yeah, may as well.
I have
Yeah,
boxed
the,
copies of Indiana Jones and the Infernal Machine and Chameleon Twist 2 for N64 because of a video rental store in Michigan that was not Blockbuster that was selling old stock when they were cycling in the new consoles, which at the time would have
Okay.
been the PS2, GameCube, and Xbox.
Yeah.
That same rental store is how we got Aliens vs. Predator Extinction and Robotech Battlecry.
Yeah, it was in the city that my grandma grew up in, and the people there literally would hold on to some games specifically because Zeno and I, as kids, would constantly rent them.
That's fun.
Yeah, they held onto a copy of Aliens vs. Predator Extinction because they knew that there was this one little kid that kept renting it, and when their rental disc broke, they held onto a disc with the case and manual for me, and then I forget if we bought it or if they just straight up gave it to me.
It was one
But
of
it
the
still
two.
has the label on the disc that says the store name.
Video rental
Yeah, it's-
stores were fucking awesome, and I missed them.
Yeah. There was one around me that outlasted like the whole downfall of that for like 15 years.
Damn.
Oh wow.
It died recently, unfortunately. I think the pandemic killed it. But yeah, it outlived that for so long. It was actually pretty cool.
Paul says he was sad when Redbox stopped doing game rentals. I remember that. I remember Redbox.
Yeah.
I haven't seen them in years. God damn, I forgot about them.
They're still around, at least where I am.
There aren't any in Chicago, none that I've seen.
Ah, that's unfortunate. There we go.
God, I completely forgot about Redbox.
It's funny, because I do a lot of thrift shopping and stuff. Some of the games I picked up, like I have Sonic Unleashed on the Wii, and my copy of it is actually from the Blockbuster that closed down in my town.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it has the original label and address and stuff, and it's now a like car mechanic. But hell, it's fucking funny. Like, oh shit, this is from here.
We have a couple N64 games that have Blockbuster stickers on the cartridges.
Yeah.
Xeno did
I've
his best to
few,
remove them, but he wasn't very successful.
Yeah, I have a few.
But
N64
fucking
and,
Spider-Man, Jesus Christ. That one did not want to come off.
I have a complete copy of Spider-Man for N64, and it actually still has the little shrink wrap that the controller or cartridge is kept in the box.
Damn. I have the only complete in box N64 game I have is Wipeout 64, and it is fully complete in box.
We have a bunch. Some of them are in reproduction boxes, but we do have a bunch of original boxes. We have Quake 2,
Nice.
Majora's Mask, Banjo-Tooie, Indiana Jones, Rampage World Tour, Mickey Speedway USA, Magical Tetris Challenge. That's about all I remember off the top of my head. Oh, and Dr. Mario.
Yeah. The IBM 64 games are pretty hard to find. But that's why I only have one of them.
That's because most people
Hardcore.
rented them from Blockbuster, and Blockbuster had a habit of throwing out the boxes.
Yeah. Most people just threw out the boxes because they were cardboard anyways.
Yeah, well, I mean,
That's
that
why
era
it's-
was also like video and game rental stores were like everywhere. They were all the rage.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I have
I'm
a fuck
fairly
with the
confident
Genesis.
most people rented instead of buying. That's how like popular it was.
I have a few Genesis games with old rental store logos on them, or stickers on them.
I really
Not
do
much from that
miss
generation,
rental
though.
stores.
My copy of 007 Everything or Nothing has like 7 different stickers from different places because it got fucking shipped around everywhere apparently.
Mm.
It has a GameStop sticker, an EB Games sticker, or 2 EB Games stickers. I think it has, well, it has the original sticker from the store it came from originally, and the sticker from the store I bought it from.
Do you want to know something really shitty about a couple of the games we own that have GameStop stickers on them?
Yeah.
The weirdos at GameStop took the label out and put the sticker
Oh, no.
directly on the label.
Yeah, I have one game that was like that.
We have at least one, and it's one of the Prince of Persia games for original Xbox. We can't get it off without damaging the label.
Yeah, it's like, why the fuck did you guys do that? What
Takes
compelled
more
you
effort
to do that? Yeah, like what compelled them to do that? Were they worried about people ripping the price tag off?
Like, literally, it takes more effort to do that than to just put it on normally. I don't know
Yeah.
what would possess someone to do that.
Like,
Now,
yeah,
it's
that's just-
it's
speaking
a
of-
GameStop. I keep trying to say Blockbuster, and GameStop
Yeah.
is a really fucking shitty company, but I can't imagine an employee would maliciously do that. Boredom,
Yeah.
uncaring, says Lizman. Probably because it is GameStop. No one likes
Yeah.
working for GameStop.
I mean, how like for a meme, it's just got here today. I ordered a Anthem for my dad as a joke for Christmas because how bad the game is. I mean, I also got him a game he actually wanted, but I just ordered that for fun because it was on clearance. I was like, oh, brand new clearance, it's at $5. The game gets here, so it says brand new on the website. It is in a box that just says pre-owned discount 50% off. The game is clearly pre-owned too because there's some fingerprints on the disc. And,
Okay.
Like, dirt and a scratch.
I
It
mean, you
wasn't
were
just
going to
a
get
new
ripped
copy.
off anyways because you bought Anthem, so I wouldn't really call that much of a loss personally.
No, I don't care enough to like actually to like do a return, but the fact that they said, "Oh yeah, it's a new copy," and then just send me the most pre-owned looking copy they could find.
Most pre-owned disc in the world.
So really,
I can't believe it. You found a divorced game.
It is the most disc of all time.
I also got some other stuff just for me because they had a bunch of older Xbox One games on Black Friday plus clearance sale, so I also got a physical copy of Halo 5 and Quantum Break.
Hey.
Oh, Dennis will probably want to talk to you about Quantum Break whenever you play it. I never played it because we never had an original Xbox or Xbox One.
He's
Yeah,
great.
I have the game on Game Pass, but I like having physical copies of the first party stuff.
Honestly, if I had an Xbox, I probably would not get Game Pass because I don't like the idea of Game Pass. I don't want fucking Spotify subscription services. Stop and shitifying everything.
I like Game Pass well enough for like trying stuff. Also, there's no more Xbox Live Gold. It's just Game Pass now.
Yeah, I
You
know,
have
and I
to get
hate
Game
it.
Pass if you want online services.
I hate it.
Yeah. Main thing I use it for is games that I would probably never buy myself. Like Redfall and stuff like that.
But also, you can just buy the game, you know. Well, exactly. That's why I don't want to use Game Pass, because I'd rather just buy the game. Because I like to actually technically own the games I play.
Yeah.
I also
Physical
have found
copies.
out that Game Pass pays out developers by playtime, not downloads.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, it's based on every 2 hours you play.
Huh. I guess that's how they keep it cheap.
But I also just don't like the Spotify model. It's essentially the Spotify
Yeah.
model.
Could be worse. It could be PlayStation.
True.
I need to bug out for a quick moment.
Alright.
All right. Because PlayStation's new model is literally the worst like fucking thing.
I'm actually going to cancel my PS Plus subscription. I'm going to let it lapse when it runs out this year. Or next year.
You may as well. Do you even need it for online anymore?
Yeah, but I don't
Oh,
play PlayStation games online. I have barely been using my PS4 to play games.
I haven't used my PS5 much because, well, it's the meme at this point, but PS5 doesn't have games.
The Hard Times put out an article that Black Friday offered discounts on all 3 PlayStation 5 exclusives.
Yeah, there may as well be 3. The rest are re-released.
Like, I'm
remasters.
probably going to inevitably get a PS5, but like I'm
I
not
like the
very
system.
enthusiastic about it.
Yeah.
I don't
I
like
like the system
Sony.
a
Everything
lot,
coming out
and-
is either trash or full of monetizations.
I will say the first party games they are releasing, like the exclusives, are usually pretty good, but they're just not releasing many.
They're not releasing many and they're not very varied.
Yeah.
Sony used to have a phenomenal catalog of games that covered so many genres. And they lost
now we got-
so much of that just by shutting down Japan Studio.
Yeah, now we just have basically the same third person game.
Remember, kids, if you play games on PlayStation, you go to hell before you die.
Because like the most recent first party games I can like think of for the PS5 is that aren't remakes or re-releases is God of War Ragnarok, which is a third person action game. Horizon Forbidden West, which is a third person stealth action
First
game.
action game.
Marvel
And,
Spider-Man 2, which is a third-person action game.
Third-person action game.
Although that one's
Dark
pretty
Souls,
good.
or not Dark Souls, Demon Souls remake, which is a third-person action game.
That one's a little different. Because the others aren't
it gets
Souls-likes.
fast, and it's also really good, but it's still technically a third-person action game, ignoring the Souls-like genre.
And even though it is
Sackboy's
now
Big
getting a
Adventure is the
needless
only one I can
remaster.
think of that's different.
It's a 3D platformer.
Needlessly get,
Yeah,
it's needlessly
it's
getting a
also pretty good.
remaster, but The Last of Us Part 2 is a third-person action game.
See, my
True.
problem with The Last of Us is that I've come to realize that The Last of Us has a really, really good story and the most basic-ass gameplay for its genre. It is
Yeah.
really good stealth gameplay, but it is also... If you took away the story, it would just be like every other third-person shooter of its time.
Yep.
It's just another cover shooter, that's all it is. It just happens to have a really good narrative attached to it. I actually think it makes for a better show than a game. Because the show's story, in my opinion, fixes some of the problems of the story of the game. Mainly with Bill.
Yeah.
Because they handle Bill a lot better in the show.
Some of The Last of Us fans
Again,
have
like-
like Breaking Bad level of media literacy as well, so there's also that.
Yeah.
Oh, where they
Yeah, I know
idolize
what I
Joel?
mean.
Because
But like,
you're not meant to
something to
idolize
say that
Joel.
was-
He's not a good person. He
yeah.
outright states he is not a good person.
But he's the
Yeah, like-
main character. It's who we play
Yeah, the
as.
main character has to be a good person that needs to be idolized.
You are not supposed to like Joel or Walter White or
Walter
Rick
Wright.
Sanchez or
Phoenix Wright crossed over.
BoJack Horseman. You're not supposed to like these people. You are not supposed to identify them or with them. You're not supposed to identify them either. You're not supposed to know who they are.
them. Yeah.
Like, you are literally not supposed to see yourself in these people, because if you do, that is a bad thing.
That's a problem.
These people are all problematic. BoJack Horseman ruins the lives of everyone around him. Rick Sanchez is literally an alcoholic and a terrible grandfather. I don't even need to explain what's wrong with Walter Wright. Why do I keep saying his name wrong? I don't even need to explain what's wrong with him.
Yeah.
And Joel, it literally states that he is not a good person. He's the only one who actually admits how terrible he is.
Yeah, like what I'm saying about like all the Sony games too. Again, this isn't to say they're bad games because they're all pretty good.
No, I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying that it's not varied anymore. And Sony's bullshit is making it so hard for me to give a damn.
Yeah, because like all of the games they've been releasing are pretty damn good games. I mean, yeah, Last of Us 2 is a little bit of a mess, but like other than that,
I still want to play The Last of Us Part 2, but I know how the game ends, and knowing all that buildup and what it leads to makes me not want to play the game.
yeah, it's a bit of a mess.
Yeah, don't
People
spoil
like
anything because Zeno, I think, still wants to play it. But
Yeah,
like,
of
I've
course.
outright told him it is not a satisfying ending, and it will likely piss him off.
Yeah. I mean, Microsoft's also having the same issue of just where are your fucking game exclusives?
They're just buying them. I will say though, like we can all like agree that Microsoft isn't really doing well with exclusives. Hi-Fi Rush though is genuinely amazing.
That's a killer game.
Oh, don't worry,
game's
listen, man. We all know about Abby. They kind of advertise that.
Oh yeah,
Hi-Fi
at this point with the remasters, they're actually just upfront advertising that part of The Last of Us Part 2, so...
Well, I think everyone knew you played as Abby because I think they actually showed that off a couple times.
Pretty sure they did.
There was a trailer. No gameplay, but it was like a cinematic trailer. Had to assume you'd see something from that perspective.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just funny how like Sony and Microsoft are both struggling to get out like first-party in-house games, and then Nintendo's over here releasing a fucking like outstanding game every month.
Nintendo has
Microsoft had
had
one.
at least 3 or 4 like absolute bangers this year, and that's not counting their remasters.
Yeah.
Because they released a couple remasters this year. They actually just came out with one again because of Super Mario RPG. They're all really fucking good.
Pauline.
Speaking of Mario RPG on Tuesday.
Nice.
Microsoft could have bankrolled Alan Wake 2 instead Epic.
They could have. They probably would have been better off for it too.
Yeah, Hi-Fi Rush, was Amanda saying this, didn't get much in the way of advertising because they just released the day it was announced. And that was a pretty ballsy move.
So much after me.
But it's genuinely one of the best games of the year.
Ow,
I loved it.
I mean, it was shadow dropped after like a major Microsoft game showcase.
It has lesbians.
So it wasn't like it just
Yeah.
kind of like randomly released on Steam with like no fanfare. Like they literally had a big presentation showing it off at like a Microsoft hosted stream.
Yeah, but there still wasn't any pre-advertisement for it. It just kind of started existing.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of
Hopefully,
surprised Star Ocean 2
Nintendo's
is
done
as
that
good as it
before.
is, because Square Enix does not have the best track record with stuff like that.
Yeah, I love.
Nintendo's done it before with stuff where they've just shadow dropped stuff in a direct.
Yeah,
Yeah, here and
but I
there.
love like when they when Microsoft did that. There's a bunch of like studios, or like people are like everyone should be doing this, and everyone's like, no, don't fucking encourage people to do this. The games are gonna fail harder that way.
My favorite part of that whole discussion is people were like, but Beyonce does it. And everyone dropped everything to get it immediately. And people were like, she's Beyonce.
Yeah, that's Beyonce. Beyonce can do that.
Yeah, like, you are putting an awfully tall order on someone to tell them, hey, I don't know who you are. Drop your game without announcing it first.
Yeah, if a random indie game did that, it would never be heard of.
Ironically, we do occasionally see that, like with Lethal Company and Among Us and Phasmophobia. But
yeah,
that's
like, Lethal Company
those-
got natural advertisement.
yeah, that's
those
mostly because
didn't
of
like Shadow
streamers.
Drop.
Yeah.
They weren't exactly Shadow Drop, but they weren't like well known. But like
Yeah.
it is
I mean,
possible.
they have development updates on Twitter and stuff.
It's just rare. Yeah, bad examples, but what I mean is like it is possible, but very unlikely.
Yeah.
And 2 of those 3 games have already lost their momentum.
Which one?
Phasmophobia and Among Us.
Oh.
It's okay.
Phasmophobia is still popular. It's actually
We're
got
all,
to
we're
release.
all going to be saved in December when the greatest, most wishlisted Steam game of all time finally is graced upon our computers.
Oh, Outer Wilds is coming to Switch, right? Yeah.
The day before, baby.
Oh yeah, the day before. Come on, we
The
gotta play
greatest
that.
4K HD resolution game of all time.
Yeah, I can't wait for my computer to explode trying to load 3 8K textures that are both
With
5 terabytes each.
ray tracing, NVIDIA GX dashboard, GeForce experience.
I know some of those words.
Got it all.
You're saying words Spike recognizes. Keep going.
I mean, that's basically like how they market the game.
Yeah, no, the day before is gonna be a absolute mess, and anyone who's saying that the game is gonna be good is delusional.
How many buzzwords can you fit in the marketing?
Yeah,
Yes.
the game literally is gaslighting people into thinking it exists for the longest time because they kept saying they're gonna do fucking streams showing it off, and then they go and advertise another product.
Look, I'm sure it exists. At least something exists. Maybe
Yeah,
not.
something is going to be
a game,
released,
maybe not
but we're
a
not
game.
sure what.
Clearly, it's actually Hideo Kojima in disguise.
Oh yeah, there we go. This is Silent Hill, actually.
Oh, speaking of Silent Hill,
A long time.
y'all have heard about the Berry Man from Silent Hill Ascension, yeah?
No?
Sorry,
Oh no.
the what man?
The Berry Man.
Oh,
There is
they
a
haven't
so
seen
it's
the clip.
part of Silent Hill Ascension's story. I'm assuming it's the main character, goes out in the woods and he comes across a guy who's like, "Don't shoot. I'm just here to collect berries. I have a berry shop. I sell juice. Would you like some? I can make you some when we get home. Have you seen anything strange here lately? As a matter of fact, I have. Have you?"
Does it end?
He doesn't elaborate. He just asks, "Have you?" after saying he has. It's like it was AI generated.
I
In
wouldn't be
fact,
surprised.
the
if it shows
creator
AI
of Silent
generated.
Hill Ascension, you want to know what he previously worked on?
What?
NFT, blockchain, and AI games.
Yeah, that sounds right. I would not be surprised if Silent Hill Ascension was AI generated.
It just keeps getting worse. How does it keep getting worse? There is no bottom of the barrel. The barrel never ends.
Yeah. I have hopes for Project F?
I do not.
Fall or whatever. It just depends on if the studio actually gives a shit or not, and how much Konami meddled.
I wish my favorite
Because if the
franchise
studio
stayed
cares-
dead.
It's okay. Bloober Team is gonna save us all.
No.
Honestly, who
They won't.
fucking knows?
At
Bloober
the
Team's
very,
games are
like,
so much
best
quality.
case scenario, the Silent Hill 2 remake is average. Best case scenario.
Yeah,
It's just going to be a moderately worse version of the original game. That is the absolute best case scenario. There is no way it's going to be better.
I mean, I don't expect any remakes of Silent Hill to be possibly better than the originals.
No,
There's
not with
no
this
What if they
Konami.
retconned it? What if they retconned it to fit it into Layers of Fear lore?
Also, Bao was asking about if any of us saw the in-game Assassin's Creed ads that Ubisoft blamed
Oh,
on a
yeah.
technical error. If you were playing one of the older Assassin's Creed games with an internet connection, which if you're not playing on PC would be the only way to play it without an internet connection. On PC, if you do that, you just can't play the fucking game.
love
It would
Dominion
stop the
always
gameplay
on
to
the
advertise the new Assassin's Creed.
I don't think
I
it was
mean-
stopping the gameplay. I think
It
it
was.
just did it if you paused it.
It was when you went to a menu, like
Yeah,
Okay.
it was. Yeah,
Still, like,
But
that
I
made a
love the
lot of
fact that
people
the-
just say that they're just straight up not going to buy Ubisoft games anymore.
I love the
This is
fact
what
that they
y'all
said it was
get.
from a technical issue, and it's like, no, this was deliberate. There is no possible way this could have been a technical issue.
They had an ad ready. There's no way that was an accident.
This
Yeah,
is what y'all get for ignoring all the toxic workplace stuff that came about Ubisoft because you wanted a meme on your funny animated show thing for like a week.
To be fair,
To, like,
Dennis, the
rebuild
French
Ubisoft's
police got
image.
so angry that Ubisoft did nothing that they just arrested the executives themselves.
Certain someone still at the top.
They
That should
didn't
not be
get all of
there.
them, but they did arrest 5 of them. So,
that's
I
funny.
mean, the most important guy is still there.
yeah, but
Okay.
I'm just pointing out that the other 5 that Ubisoft did nothing
Oh, wait.
about, it angered the French police so much that they just straight up arrested them because nothing was done.
Dang, it's
So
anger them
Ubisoft
more.
was. So wait, what happened? Ubisoft was. The execs were like what, doing weird shit?
Verbally, physically, and sexually abusive.
I see. And because Ubisoft was doing nothing, the French police were just like, fuck it.
Yeah,
We're fixing this ourselves.
because they were supposed to have done something about it, and all Ubisoft did was shuffle the executives around.
Oh, good job, French police.
The French finally get a W.
Yeah. You know, the French can do a few things well, and that's controlling their corporations.
Who's hype Far Cry 7? There's a Far Cry 7?
I
Far
mean,
Cry
there will
7
be at
is
some
starring-
point. That's like a given.
I can't
Yeah.
wait for the next Far Cry. I hope it has a well-known actor as the villain, and I hope that villain is actually some kind of dictator who's very charismatic and does the same thing that they've been doing for the past 8 games.
Far Cry.
I mean-
Far Cry 7 is gonna star you. Ubisoft is gonna kidnap you and put you in a dictatorship.
They actually only did the like well-known actor thing for 6.
Yeah.
Every other game was. I mean, they had the whole, charismatic like leader, like antagonist who like.
Dennis, does it look like I played Far Cry?
No. But
I
Six
did
was
play a
the
little
one
bit
where
of
it
Far
was,
Cry
like,
4. I will say
actually
I am the most
a big
interested
game.
in Far Cry 3 and 4. I don't give a shit about any of
Three
them.
and-
For
2,
3 and 4 are
Far
great.
Cry,
Michael Mando
Far Cry
is the best.
2, yeah, Far Cry 2, 3, Blood Dragon, and 4 are probably the best in the franchise. So you can ignore the rest.
Yeah, 2, 3, and 4 are great. 2 is a completely different game from 3 and 4, though, so don't expect
It's still
the
good,
same game.
but yeah. 2
But,
is more
it's
of a
very
hardcore
different.
survival game.
I loved it.
I'll give them a shot
I
at some
literally
point.
just replayed 2 like a year or 2 ago.
I mean, if I get Far Cry 3 for Xbox 360, that does give me more Xbox 360 games, because I still want to get more.
Yeah.
They're pretty cheap to get now.
But it is a good option.
I've actually seen people point out that if you want to get into game collecting now, you're actually better off collecting for, like, the 360 and PS3 than anything older than that.
Yeah. 360, Wii, PS3, and the one PS4 now, and somewhat the Wii U are really good for collecting right now because almost nothing goes for above like $50. It has
Yeah,
to be a
and,
very rare or very special game to go above that.
There's also a lot of really weird and obscure games that have been forgotten from the 360 and PS3 era that people are now rediscovering because of this. Like 3D Dot Game Heroes and Viva Pinata.
Yeah.
Oh, Viva Pinata.
A lot of people
Viva
forgot about
Pinata,
Viva Pinata.
I don't
I
care about
recently
it.
rediscovered Prototype and Infamous.
Yeah, those are good
Prototype
games
is
too.
good. I never played the second game though.
In the second
It's okay,
game, the
fine.
protagonist of the first game is the villain.
Yep.
Yeah, also, speaking of, I finally played American Mickey's Alice and Alice Madness Returns, which I actually talked about a few months ago.
Yeah.
I would highly recommend those. If you don't want to go through the bullshit of trying to get the game to run on PC, if you get it on 360, it is playable on the Series X, and the DLC, there is free DLC for Madness Returns that is literally just the remaster of American Mickey's Alice. I cannot recommend them highly enough.
They're on
If
my
you-
list. I just have a lot to play still from this
If
year.
you are going to play them, I would highly recommend you read Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass first, because American Mickey's Alice is a sequel, not a remake. Or
Yeah.
it's a sequel to the books, not an adaptation of them. I was misinformed.
So it's like an actual sequel to them.
It is a very dark sequel with a more grown-up Alice.
Yeah. It's kind of... Actually, it's kind of funny, like, speaking of that funny like just a sequel to books and games. There's going to be a Bram Stoker's Dracula game on Game Boy Color, but it's actually going to be technically a sequel to the book.
Sorry, what is?
Bram Stoker's Dracula. Stoker, however you say it.
Stoker.
Stoker,
Not Stroker.
I have trouble with the word. But yeah, Bram Stoker's Dracula's new one coming out on Game Boy Color, and apparently the devs actually managed to get a bunch of notes and stuff from a presumed sequel from the Bram Stoker estate.
Stop saying Bram Stoker, dude. It's fitting, but stop saying it. Yeah, the surviving, like, I think, great-grandchild of Bram Stoker actually gave his blessing.
Yeah, so it's technically the official sequel, is a Game Boy Color game being made coming out next year.
I believe it is one of the only actually licensed and authorized Dracula products.
Yeah.
Which is just hilarious to think about.
I'm actually excited for it too, because from the demo, it is actually going to be a really good fucking Castlevania game. Or Metroidvania, but it's literally just Castlevania.
It's Castlevania, but with the actual Dracula, because I don't know if you guys know Castlevania lore, that's not actually technically the Dracula. It's actually a lot more complicated than that.
So
Yeah.
wouldn't a Castlevania like Metroidvania just be a Castlevania game?
I mean, I guess, yeah, it basically is a Castlevania game, because
In the name.
it plays like it plays like Dawn and Aria of Sorrow.
But this time you get a plasma cannon. Is that true? I'm assuming no. I'm very dumb today. Listen, all I can think about is this damn giant-ass pie that my dad brought home. It's a pecan pie it's like bigger than a tea tray or something. Oh, I didn't get to take a picture of it before before my mom got into it. I should have used the banana for scale when I was going to do that.
I'm
Also,
pretty
it's
sure
kinda
that
funny.
pie is
Banana
like
for
a foot and a
scale.
half in diameter.
Oh, big pie.
It's a fucking huge pie for no
Yeah.
goddamn reason.
Americans will do anything but use the metric system. Exactly.
Large boulder the size of a small boulder.
I forgot about that.
I love that one.
A large boulder
Also
the size of a what?
Also, kind of funny with the GBC Dracula game is that someone was complaining about the lack of enemies, and it's like, sorry, this is the Game Boy Color game? There's not going to be many enemies on screen. The Game Boy Color can't handle that much.
Speaking of Castlevania games, have any of you played Castlevania Legends since it came to Switch?
Which one's that?
This is the third Game Boy game.
So no.
Oh, yeah. I have not yet.
What was that, Dennis?
I don't play Castlevania games, so I haven't.
You should fix that. Not with Legends, though. Castlevania Legends was originally the first game chronologically in the series. Koji Igarashi, the series producer for the longest time, hated the game so much, called it an absolute disaster and a mistake, and retconned it. Because, according to Castlevania Legends, the original Belmont, Sonia Belmont, got pregnant with Alucard's child, meaning all the future Belmonts are actually half vampire.
Oh,
Which is a pretty significant problem.
yeah.
It was expunged from the timeline. I love that word, by the way. And was ultimately replaced with Castlevania Lament of Innocence, which not only shows the actual first Belmont, Leon Belmont, but also shows the origin of Castlevania's Dracula, who is actually a friend of Leon Belmont, who got so pissed at him after his wife died, and blamed him for it, that he decided to murder another vampire, and became the Vessel of Chaos, which is Vlad Dracul Tepesh, the real Dracula.
Oh.
Ain't Leon Belmont that dude from Resident Evil 4?
Shut up.
Leon
Bell
Belmont.
says I'm going to play
Yeah.
Castlevania Legends and let it color my perception of the entire series. It's bad. I played through it. It's bad.
I should play through Castlevania the way Konami intended it, by gambling on a pachinko machine.
Don't
Yeah.
say that. That just hurts
That's
my
how I
soul.
should. That's how I'm gonna experience Metal Gear Solid 3.
I love
God, saying
gambling.
that
I
just
love
hurts my soul.
gambling.
That bomb came right back to me.
It's actually extremely funny to me that for the longest time now, until this remake, like HD modern versions of the Snake Eater cutscenes only existed in pachinko format.
Konami
Yeah.
makes more
Because
money from
they-
pachinko than any other video games.
They did a slot
Yep.
machine for Snake Eater, and it has like redone cutscenes.
Wow. I will say the HD collections of the Metal Gear Solid games are not nowhere near perfect, but they are the best way to play them on modern hardware.
The Legacy Collection for
They're
PS3 is
awesome.
pretty fucking good.
I
Yeah,
don't know
but
why they won't just
like-
call Metal Gear Solid 3 Metal Gear Solid 3. They're just calling it Metal Gear Delta for some.
yeah, the PS3 collection is good, but we're kind of quite past the PS3's prime.
True.
Not everyone has a PS3 anymore. Most people have a one PS4 or PS5 Series X or Switch. So like, it's definitely a good way to play them officially, and they're pretty much accurate. Just a few minor graphical things. Also, Metal Gear Solid 1 has like no fucking re-releases.
Well, there was the GameCube one that nobody likes.
There's a re-release of the first Metal Gear Solid on GameCube.
There was a remake.
What the fuck?
You didn't know about Twin Snakes?
No, I didn't actually.
It was made by the creators of
iconic.
Geist.
What the fuck? Yeah, I literally never heard of this.
Oh my god, yeah, it's a GameCube remake of Metal Gear Solid where they decided to redub all the voice acting for some reason. It was made by N-Cube, if I'm not mistaken. And
also
Psycho Mantis, when he
cranked up
reads
the-
your memory card, will utter the amazing line, "So you like to play Super Mario Sunshine."
They also like upped the action choreography and all of the cutscenes, so like everyone's doing like backflips and crap. Like it's like a John Woo action film or something.
Simki,
how
I
the
am
fuck have I never
shocked you
heard
have
of
never
this?
heard of Twin Snakes before.
Yeah, why? I'm shocked I don't know about it as well. I feel like it would have popped up in my like bad game stuff.
Well, it's not a bad game, it's just everyone agrees it's the weaker version because the voice actors had to redub everything and none of them were happy about it.
Okay.
They got weaker
So it's
voice direction
decent.
that time around.
I guess it's one of those games that everyone ignores the existence of, not because it's bad, but because it's the worst version.
Yeah, but it's the only... it's one of the few times Metal Gear Solid had an actual, like, Nintendo version. Because there have only ever been, ignoring the NES games, because the less we talk about the NES games, the better. The only Nintendo versions of Metal Gear Solid games were Metal Gear Solid on Game Boy Color, which has almost nothing to do with the PS1 game, Twin Snakes on GameCube, and the weird fucking 3DS port of Metal Gear Solid 3, which I think everyone forgot existed.
Yeah. I will say that the versions they included with the collection of Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2 are the PC 98 versions and not actually the NES versions.
I thought they were the MSX versions.
Oh no, wait, yeah, then either MSX or 98, I don't remember exactly.
I feel like they were the MSX versions because the Konami actually had a hand in the MSX. The
Yeah.
PC 98 was
That was NEC.
yeah, that was NEC.
So you're probably right about it being MSX versions.
Yeah, well, I know Metal Gear 1 and 2 were on the MSX.
Yeah.
Like,
And those versions are better
Kojima
than
was
the
actually
NES
involved with
versions.
them. He wasn't involved with the NES versions, and the NES version of Metal Gear 2 is almost a completely different game.
Yep.
I feel asleep.
There is a sequence in Retro City Rampage making fun of the localization of Metal Gear that is one of the most beautifully written moments in video game history. I feel
Amazing.
asleep. Leave massage. Because every time they speak poorly, there's a translation on the bottom that's saying what they're actually saying, and naturally it's written in a higher vocabulary than they would need for that.
Fallout 1 moment.
God, I should stream Retro City Rampage. That game's hilarious. It's one of the funniest games I've ever played. I need to finish it so I can play Shakedown Hawaii, the sequel.
Okay. I want to play, nothing to do with those, really. I want to play, how do you say it? Segaga on the Dreamcast.
Oh god, I've heard of that one. That's the one with all the
It is
Wombat
such a
game
weird-
parodies, yeah.
I think so. It's basically Sega parroting. It's Sega parroting. Fuck me. I cannot speak right now for some reason. You know what I mean.
Parodying.
Themselves.
Yes.
Because you're playing as Sega, as a failing company, and trying to save Sega.
Isn't there a
That's
bit
the
where
game's
Sonic
plot.
gets drunk or something?
I think so. There's all the characters. I mean, like, it's all of Sega's characters, too. Like, I think you can find the fucking, like, Afterburner playing as a party member.
Yeah, I have heard of this, and
Such
It's-
a weird game.
so fucking weird.
It only released in Japan, though. I need to see if there's, like, an American or US translation.
I genuinely do not remember the name of it, Simki, but there is a WiiWare game that was only available in Japan by Sega that was a parody of Super Mario Brothers. Where the levels have hazards, where some of them are jokes, so it's not actually clear that they're a hazard. Like, you touch a pipe and it's actually a cactus and it instantly kills you. You go to a space world and you suddenly collapse because a chest burster pops out of your chest. It's stuff like that. Or the Mario character gets decapitated. It's an incredibly violent parody of Super Mario Brothers, and I wish I could remember the name.
Parody.
But I
Sounds
wanted to
very
play it. It
welcome
was
to my twisted mind.
whenever I finally homebrew the Wii, I was going to try to snag that game since it's not available anymore.
Yeah. Technically, all WiiWare games are abandonware, as none of them have ports either.
A few of them, yeah.
Every single WiiWare game on that library is lost media.
Including the Castlevania game. Castlevania The
actually
Adventure
really good.
Rebirth, a game that actually redeems Castlevania The Adventure.
Yep. Actually, funnily enough, when I got my Wii, it was a week before they, or like not a week, like a month before they shut down the store. So I was actually able to buy Castlevania: The Adventure Reborn, like officially.
There was supposed to be an Adventure Island Rebirth as well, but it got canceled. I remember
That's
seeing
too
an
bad.
interview about it in Nintendo Power.
I want to be the Mario.
I want to be the...
That's what Paul just said in the chat.
Yeah, it's essentially a troll game, except it was an actual official parody by Sega.
Huh.
We
So
were
the
also
Wii
had
is-
some weird ports because the first Ace Attorney actually got ported to WiiWare as an episodic game.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, you could point the Wiimote at the TV to raise an objection.
Amazing.
I feel
Oh,
like a lot of
weird
people
Wii
don't even know that
port.
version of the game existed.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know much about Ace Attorney, so I didn't really know, but
I have
do
played
not know
through
anything about
every
it.
Ace Attorney game except for the Investigations games and Spirit of Justice, and I've not played Great Ace Attorney. But I
Great
played
Ace
the first
Attorney
three,
is
Apollo Justice and
okay.
Dual Destinies. It's worth playing. I would say wait until the Apollo Justice trilogy is out, and then you could basically get all the mainline games just in one go.
Big air quotes on Apollo Justice trilogy there, though.
Yeah,
Oh.
Apollo Justice is in all three games, but only the first one in that trilogy is actually revolving around him.
huh.
It's weird that they call it that because Dual Destinies and Spirit of Justice have Phoenix Wright in the title, not Apollo Justice. But Apollo Justice Ace Attorney is necessary to play for the story.
They should have just called it like the Dark Age of the Law trilogy or something, because
That
They-
wouldn't have made
they
sense to
focus
people
a
who
lot
didn't
on-
play it, though.
so that's a good introduction for the themes of those three games, which are very much about like the corruption of the law and people who abuse it and such.
True. I wonder if they're going to fix the sloppy localization for Dual Destinies, because there were so many fucking typos in that, and most of them are in the same case. The one that's
Don't you think
hilariously the one that's
32
aggressively
typos in one
Japanese.
case?
Yeah, I counted like, I think 24 typos in the single case. And naturally, it was the yokai one, the one that was
Village.
aggressively Japanese.
Oh, well, I guess
Yokai
I did.
Village, right in the middle of Los Angeles.
Well,
Oh, sorry, Elizabeth, I missed your message. I have seen that. I think it's hilarious that everyone's calling it the sex update to Cult of the Lamb.
wait, what?
There's a new Cult of the Lamb update coming out called Sins of the Flesh. The art for it has all the characters naked, but they have leaves blocking their bits. The red crown seemingly is in the shape of a sperm cell. And everyone immediately assumed, oh, the sex update.
Well, is it?
We don't know because they haven't released any details of it.
It's the sex update. That's what it is.
I can't believe Cult of the Lamb got the sex update before Fortnite did.
You fool. It
Can't
doesn't
wait for
need an
them to
update. It's the goal
Can't
of the
wait for
game.
funny support.
Do you guys remember that one post in the Fortnite subreddit where the dude was asking, like, hey, do you think the Epic developer, or the Fortnite developers could add a pregnant woman skin to Fortnite who gets more pregnant the more people you kill?
Jesus
Oh, God,
Christ,
not
what
that
the
post.
fuck?
Not
Yeah,
that fucking
dude who
post,
definitely
oh,
doesn't
God.
have a fetish.
Let me guess. Afterwards, they asked if they could add in some Wonder Bread.
Jesus Christ. That is such a
Christ.
specific reference. I don't think enough. Actually, it sounds like enough people did get it. Do I have to explain
Well,
the
it's because
Wonder
it
Bread
became-
guy? I really don't want to have to explain the Wonder Bread
You've
guy.
already had to explain
Don't
it to
explain
me.
it.
I'll get it.
I-
Alright. You know,
it
that's a
became a
majority.
meme on
I'm
its
not going to
own.
explain it if Lizard Man doesn't get it or Blue doesn't get it.
It became a meme on its own of just now draw her buying bread. I've seen many a meme of that now.
I know the source of it. I think the dude who it's like referencing isn't actually active anymore, thankfully, but it's weird.
It's just such a weird thing to see that like meme and then hear about the actual guy and be like, what the fuck?
Honestly, it checks out though.
Yeah.
Alright, Lizardman gets it. That leaves Blue. Blue, do you get it, or are you just going to pretend you get it so I don't have to explain it?
Of that?
Never mind. Do you know the Wonder Bread guy?
A little bit.
Okay, so, okay. For once, everyone actually understands the reference. Thankfully,
can we
I
get
don't
a
have to
wellness
explain it
theory,
on
though?
stream.
If you want to know more, look it up.
I would advise against looking. Actually, no, it's fairly safe for work. It's just really weird.
Yeah.
If you want to know, first go to McDonald's and ask for a Fortnite burger.
The cashier will tell you all about it and not be annoyed.
Did we just... What track did we just do?
Normal Wario Stadium DS.
Okay. I was like, we just did a stadium. Which was it?
Which
Yeah,
stadium?
when you ask, my brain fried, and I completely forgot what track we just did.
Oh, I knew it was a stadium track, and I was like, wait, which stadium was it? God. Okay, listen, there's 96 fucking tracks in this game. It's so hard to keep them straight. Or gay.
Gay Mario Kart. You know, that's Mario Kart's 9. That's Mario Kart 9's feature, gay sex.
Well, I mean, there was that one article that said that Mario Kart is going to have a new twist, and it's anal. So,
Yeah, I love how that cut off like that. I don't remember who the article is from, but yeah, I was like, Mario Kart 9's new mechanic is anal.
like, God. Melsa's pre-ordered.
Pre-ordered already. Mario
God, I
Kart 9's
fucking
gonna
love
get you.
stuff like that. I saw a
Mario Kart 9's
screenshot.
adding toy support.
I saw a screenshot on Facebook. I follow an account on Facebook called Video Game Screenshots Without Context. And funnily enough, it is related to Ace Attorney. It's from what I think is Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice, where Maya Fey is talking about Phoenix Wright. And the message that she says gets cut off before the full text comes out. So what she says is, and remember, behind every Ace Attorney is an ace ass. Because she's trying to say assistant.
She's just complimenting Phoenix on his ass now.
Yo, White Phoenix got a dumpy though. God, I'm looking forward to playing through the Ace Attorney games again. Because I never finished Spirit of Justice. I was playing through the Ace Attorney games in order, and I guess I got burned out for a bit. I probably will play them on stream, and hopefully that won't make me burned out because of how I space out the streams. Kind of the benefit of doing that, actually, if I'm going to play through a series.
Yeah. I've tried to do a lot of full like franchise playthroughs, and it is pretty easy to get burned out, especially on long franchises or long games.
Yeah, that's why I'm taking breaks when I finally go through the Yakuza series, because I am going to play through all the games.
Yeah.
I'm very
Yeah,
far
You do
behind.
not want to play the Yakuza games back to back. That's gonna take you like the year.
Yeah, who would do that?
Yeah, Dennis
played
actually
through
played
all.
through all the Yakuza games,
Actually,
including Judgment and Lost Judgment, without getting burned out.
But did you play the
Yeah.
Japanese exclusive ones too?
What do you mean? That's all of them.
Oh, there's some
There
PSP
was one on
games,
PSP, and then there was the original version of Ishin on PSP.
I
and
mean,
also
I played
the
I played
zombie one.
the-
I'm forgetting the name of.
I played the
but-
remake for that one, and then there's the one that you can't play because it's not localized.
I mean, you can play
I don't know
it.
Japanese.
PS3 is region
Oh.
free.
Yep, there's
But it's
one
not in
game that's
English,
region
so-
locked, and that's Persona 4 Arena.
I mean, you
Why-
also
why
would have to
that, of all
consider
things? Atlas.
It was $10 cheaper in Japan.
There is also that Fist of the North Star game, which is basically just, you know, Yakuza, but Fist of the North Star because it has the exact same cast.
It has the exact
Yeah,
same
yeah.
engine.
You have what's his name? The voice actor for Kiryu just doing the meme.
Bayomo. Shindaru.
Yes,
Money.
in his voice. It's
Beautiful.
amazing.
God, I actually forgot about the Fist of the North Star game. I've never seen Fist of the North Star, but I want to fix that. I have not watched much anime.
It's for what I've seen of Fist of the North Star, it's basically like just Mad Max, but you got fucking past superpowers.
I have seen all of Hellsing Ultimate, High School of the Dead, the original Fullmetal Alchemist, and Spice and Wolf. I started but did not finish Trigun and Pantheon Stalking.
Hold up. I'm seeing Yakuza 3 slander in the chat. That is not skippable. Do not skip 3. That's one of my favorites.
The
Slander's
funny thing is,
effective.
Dennis, everyone I know hates Yakuza 3.
They're incorrect, but you know, they could be
The
wrong.
one review I've seen of Yakuza 3 considered it pretty good, and wasn't their favorite.
It's one of my favorites. It's you know, it's the most dated because if you compare everything that's available on PC, it is the oldest title because you have 0
Yeah.
and then 1 and 2 being remakes, and then you just jump back like a bunch of years to an early PS3 title.
Yeah, you go from a
After
modern
getting-
like Xbox One game,
Yeah.
Xbox One, PS4 games that are like a
Yeah.
couple years old, all the way
Yeah,
back to like
'cause you have to go-
2008.
Yeah, because you go from Kiwami 2, which is on the current engine, so it's like the most modern looking at the time of that release. It was like a 2017 release or something.
Yeah, like they're
And then
still
you
pretty
jump
new.
all the way back to 3.
Yeah,
So it's,
with the
it
old
is the
engine.
most dated, but I love the story and the location is very great. And it's very important to the overall story arc for Kiryu and his character. So
Well,
it's not skippable. Do not
I'll be
skip it.
starting Yakuza Zero as soon as I'm done with Pikmin 3. I have not actually started Pikmin 3 yet. I'm still working through Pikmin 2, but I finally felt like playing Pikmin 2 again. I was playing it earlier, and I'm going to be playing it again tomorrow.
Yay. Yeah, the I think a lot of people just like, well, it jumps back so far in generations, it feels awkward. Because like
Yeah.
it was a big upgrade at the time over the PS2 engine.
Yeah. It's
Like
just
a
once you get
massive fucking
used
upgrade
you just gotta you just gotta temper your expectations, get used to it. You know, like it'll ease you in because then once you get to like 4 is kind of the same way, but then 5 feels more modern because it starts to be very close to how Zero plays. It's just not quite there yet. And then Zero came
Yeah.
out after 5, so
Do one more.
I think we can do 2 more. No, wait,
Two?
we have 10 minutes left.
Actually,
Yeah, one more.
One more, yeah.
but yeah, no,
It's a lot
3,
less of
3
like
is very good.
drawing
I like that it's a slower story, especially because 0, 1, and 2 can get a little insane. Well, 2 especially. 2 is very insane with like its story.
Yeah.
It's very like it's very intense. So to
Luckily,
have the game right after it be a little bit of a slower, almost like a it's just a slower character development type game, and I like that. It kind of slows things down and scales things back a bit.
It's also
Can I interrupt for a
then
moment?
4 and 5 are ridiculous as well.
Can I
I
interrupt for a
love it
moment?
though.
yeah.
I just want to ask, since I was just thinking of it, since this is going to be the last time we're playing Mario Kart because of new DLC, what is your favorite tour track? Like one of the city tracks?
Hmm.
Good question.
Paris or Singapore?
Mine is Sydney Sprint, honestly.
Yeah, I like which ones was it? Berlin, or I think it's Athens.
I like Berlin a lot. Or Berlin Byways.
Also, the Berlin track has the wall, which confirms that communism exists in Mario Universe.
But it's like how Mario Maker 2 confirms that Toadette is anti-union.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think everybody forgets about that.
I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
Fuck you. The next Mario game is gonna be Toadette versus Karl Marx.
Oh, you know he's gonna be named Koopa Marx or something like that.
That sounds like a character you'd meet in like one of the classic paper video games or something.
It does.
Yeah. Like the fucking like 1,000-year door crows who were just like talking about the fucking like current and economic state of America from that time.
Yep.
Like what the? I remember finding that and I'm like, what the fuck? I did not expect this. I love them talking like. I just love too like them like. Did you hear the internet got upgraded to 51K recently? Like, oh, this age.
One
Like,
of
talking about
the
how we're gonna run out of oil soon. What's gonna happen?
one of the best fucking jokes in all of Paper Mario is actually from Super Paper Mario, which I have never finished. Where you're asked a question, and the question is, do you go, or true or false, you go on message boards and complain about games you haven't played yet? That joke has
That one
aged
aged
like fine
perfectly.
wine.
It has aged so well.
What about the best like post sticker star joke, which was one of the Toads being self-aware that they're like a copy paste Toad.
Oh yeah.
That was Color Splash, and that also had another great
Color
joke where a Toad you rescue goes into his house and says, "Oh Mario, by the way, you can come over at any time. Like, it won't be weird. I have surround sound and everything."
Yeah.
I remember
Okay, like-
people posting about that one a lot for having some really good like jokes.
Color Splash
Controversial
actually has a
opinion,
really
but, like-
great sense of humor. It's just a shame that the game actually can be unwinnable in a certain situation.
Yeah, controversial opinion, but I actually I like Color Splash quite a bit. I enjoyed it.
I've
a
heard
lot.
it's really good. I've heard it's the best
Yeah.
post 1,000-year door Paper Mario. Well,
Also, I mean,
That's-
Origami King kind of took that spot because Origami King is actually like just straight up good.
I don't think I need to play it personally. I think my cutoff. Okay, I'm gonna say my cutoff point is 1,000-year door, but I think Sora would kill me if I don't play Super.
You should really play Super. That game is also pretty good. It's
See,
definitely.
I was
do
betrayed
not
by
expect-
Super because when I found out they were making a Mario game or Paper Mario game for the Wii, I was like, oh, fuck, Paper Mario for the Wii, and then I play it and it's not an RPG.
Yeah, like that's the thing is when you play through it, you kind of have to ignore the previous two games and just
That is
consider it its own
so
thing.
hard to do. Paper Mario and 1,000-Year Door are two very important games from my childhood. You are asking
Yes.
an awful lot of me.
I guess less of
Is that-
ignore them
is that
and consider
sequel?
Super Paper Mario a spin-off of those two games.
What I tried to do the last time I played it, and I wasn't very successful at the time, was to convince myself this is not Paper Mario, this is a game with Paper Mario in the title.
Yeah, I'd say try and consider it a spin-off rather than a sequel, or I guess the third game in the series, because it's a spin-off more so than a proper sequel.
I enjoyed playing
If anything, none of the Paper Mario games are actually like after Thousand Year Door. None of the Paper Mario games are technically related anymore because all have completely different mechanics.
Yep. Thousand Year Door does actually have two of the partners from the first game, at least. That's
Yeah.
the only way
Thousand
they
Year
really tie
Door.
together.
Yeah, Thousand Year Door is fucking amazing, and I'm happy they're remaking it.
I teared up at the trailer.
Yeah, because like, since I played through it a couple months ago, it is so fucking good.
It has, aside from a couple of the jokes like you mentioned about the internet stuff, it has aged like fine wine. It
As
is
much as
still like peak GameCube.
I really hope they don't. I really hope they don't change those jokes. As much as they haven't like, or as much as they've aged, they're part of the game and they should stay.
I really hope they restore Vivian's Japanese script.
Yeah,
I can kind of understand why they wouldn't, because Beldam is incredibly abusive towards her. But they could probably leave it mostly the same and just tweak it a little bit so it's not as, like...
make it a mix of like
Yeah.
the US and Japanese script.
Because Beldam is an incredibly abusive sister.
I mean, that's one of the reasons like Mother 3 is never released in America, because the game is like completely fucked up.
I have heard. I still need to play it. I've been waiting until I can afford a reproduction copy.
Yeah, like it has one of the like darkest stories in any like Nintendo game. Like
I
at least
played
at the time.
Xenoblade 3, so that is going to be an awfully...
Yeah, I like at least at the time before
Yeah.
Xenoblade Chronicles.
yeah, because
It was the
Xenoblade is...
darkest game.
fucked.
Because Xenoblade exists now.
Yeah, and Xenoblade 3 is probably the single most mature thing Nintendo has ever released. It's
Yeah.
extremely well done, and actually changed my perspective on video games a little bit.
I'll get around to those eventually from my like first party collecting.
It's
I'm
well
still
worth
on the
it.
NES, so it's gonna be a while.
It's well worth it. I spent the better part of June of this year playing nothing but Xenoblade 3.
Nice. Yeah, I'm like halfway through the first party NES collection.
I need to get more NES games. There's a lot of
Yeah.
arcade ports for NES that I want to get, because they're a nice way to flesh out those old libraries.
Yep.
Just ports in general are a really nice way to flesh out
There's
libraries.
actually a they're Famicom exclusive, but there's actually a really, really good line that Namco did of their old arcade games being ported to Famicom.
Yeah, I don't have a way of
Namco
playing Famicom
collection.
games physically.
Yeah. I mean, I would actually... Honestly, I could easily recommend just getting a Famicom AV model and just getting an adapter for American games, because the Famicom AV model is by far the best model of the NES. It has,
Honestly, I wouldn't
full
mind just having a
compatibility.
Famicom.
Yeah. If
'Cause
you get one,
it's a
get the AV model.
The Famicom is a really nice piece of hardware. It looks nice.
Yep. The AV model upgraded the original Famicom to make it way closer to the NES, so it has removable controllers, it has like all the features the NES had. But the thing they did was give it proper full AV stereo support.
Yeah, I had to get a
Yeah.
funky cable for my NES,
Yeah.
and that's why the picture quality is so terrible.
It is by far the best version, and the picture quality it looks amazing.
Hey, once I have this job, since I'm not paying rent or anything right now, I could actually probably afford some of this stuff.
Yeah, I actually have got a complete in box one for like $150 at a local store.
That's not bad.
Yeah, so I do have the box for it and all that. As well as that, when you look at it, you'll notice, because it is just the NES Junior, but what they did was, besides giving it AV support instead of removing AV support for some reason, I don't know why the NES Junior did that. They also flattened down the cartridge slot, and not just because the Famicom games are smaller, but they flattened it down so it could still have compatibility with the Famicom disk system.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it has full compatibility with that as well.
We have an
Good job,
SNES Junior, and it's actually got better picture quality than our own SNES did.
Yeah, I have one of those as well. I think that might just be because it's newer parts.
Our old SNES just straight up died.
Yeah, the picture quality might have been getting bad because of the dying. That happens with those old consoles. I know as Genesis's capacitors die, the audio quality starts dying. It's like a lot of Genesis Model 1s have really shot audio quality due to that.
I think I've mentioned what happened to our SNES on here before, but I think Xeno would have a better job, do a better job explaining what happened to Super Metroid.
Oh no.
Super
happened?
Metroid works, just keep that in mind. It's just that the SNES was not running the game correctly.
For A Link to the Past, there's supposed to be a Triforce that displays in the intro and on the title screen.
It's a 3D
That
Triforce.
Triforce? Yeah, the 3D Triforce. It just never loaded.
Oh, it
It was
wasn't.
just gone.
It didn't boot the Super Effects chip.
And then
That Triforce
for
is rendered by the
Super
Super Effects
Metroid,
chip.
the easiest way I can describe what the fuck happened with Super Metroid was it loaded the textures fine, but the level geometry was at a slight angle, so it had been rotated and shifted down and to the left
What the?
by
Slopes became
15.
impassable staircases.
Huh?
Yeah.
How the hell does that even happen?
We don't know.
fucking know.
We couldn't
I
find
can
any
understand
information on this happening.
I can understand the Triforce not loading because that's just the Super Effects chip not booting properly because that's
Another
what
thing,
renders it.
Super Castlevania 4, whenever sprites had to rotate, they would just go invisible.
What the fuck?
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
I have
I
no
didn't get
idea
very
why
far in
any
it.
of that would happen.
We genuinely have no idea
is-
what the fuck happened to that SNES. We tried to show our sister, and the thing just fucking died before we could show her.
My only idea is the capacitors were dying and the cartridge slot was dying because that just sounds like the cartridge slot is not functioning properly.
We have had a few consoles fail on us. The laser in our old GameCube died. Something fucked up with our old Slim PS2. And I actually went through, well, no, hold on. Our Slim PS2 we gave back to our sister because it was hers. The one that I bought to replace that one stopped reading PS2 discs entirely, but it could still read PS1 discs, and in fact read them extremely fast.
Yeah. No idea why that happened. It might have gotten stuck in CD mode because I do know DVD players to read CDs versus DVDs. They have to refocus the laser.
Oh, maybe that is what happened.
Because in my 2004 laptop recently, the DVD player stopped working, but it still reads CDs perfectly fine. It's the same exact thing that happened to yours, and I'm guessing the focuser broke.
We thought my Pikachu N64 died, but it was actually just the expansion pack that died. Because we discovered that if there is no expansion pack or dummy pack in an N64, it will not boot up.
Yep.
It has to have one or the other.
Yeah, thank God that didn't break though, because holy fuck are those rare.
Yeah. Thankfully, I actually just so happened to have a spare expansion pack for some reason.
Oh, well that's good.
Yeah, we have a
just
lot
keep
of spare
that back
N64
there.
stuff because my grandma bought me a lot of duplicates for some reason. I don't know why.
Right.
But I just so happened to have a spare expansion pack at the time, and when Xeno and I discovered, oh, it was the expansion pack, Xeno was able to fix it for me by just swapping them out.
I
Do
need
you
to
have
grab
the
a
yellow
spoon
expansion
from
pack?
the kitchen in order to scoop the fucking expansion pack out.
Oh, I had to do the same thing. That's actually what
Doggo.
Nintendo suggests you do is use a spoon or use the thing it came with.
Doggo is angry.
My parents are home, so she's working. But yeah, You have the Donkey Kong Yellow expansion pack.
No, ours is red.
I still find it funny they released that because you never see the expansion pack unless you leave the hatch off.
10:02
Like, one
or
of the most
10:04
useful
actually, so
special
it's
edition accessories.
good timing.
Yeah.
All right, that'll
Honestly,
be
if
it
they-
for tonight. So
They should have come with
next Thursday we'll be doing Lethal Company off stream, so just keep that in mind. I don't know what time
Hey.
yet, probably just at the usual time. And
good.
next Friday, Dennis and Zeno, be ready for Halo.
Yep.
And Ball too, but he already knows this. Because we're doing Halo 3. I'm sorry that you can't join SimKey for at least the co-op, but by the time I was telling people about this, we already had all 4 people ready. So, but when we do Halo 3 multiplayer, you're welcome to join. Everyone is welcome to join.
What are you saying?
Oh, I said I'm sorry that you won't be able to join for Halo co-op on stream, at least for this run.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah. So it's up to you if you guys want to stay in the call or not, or if you want me to forcibly remove you as I do my end of stream spiel.
I was getting distracted, so yeah, you're saying you're gonna do Halo 3 multiplayer, like just PvP.
Yeah, well, that'll be the break from Halo 3 co-op, is Halo 3, but not
Alright.
co-op.
Yeah, I'm down to join for that. That sounds like it'll be fun.
Alright. Also, Blue, I'm sorry if you're still in chat. Thank you for joining. I probably should have
Yeah.
led with that.
I'll rip Blue.
Yeah.
Alright. Good night. We'll see y'all later.
Good night.
Good night.
Alright. So who am I even going to raid? We have some options. Ooh, actually, I know who we can raid. Raid someone that I have not raided before. Darkspline. They are a hedgehog VTuber, and they are definitely not a Sonic character. Don't call them a Sonic character. They don't like it. I have not gotten to read them yet. Alright. So, I see Zeno and Dennis are still here.
Yep.
Tomorrow I will be doing my first ever Dreamcast stream. Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver. I am looking forward to it. I have not played Soul Reaver in a while. Memecast? Exactly. I also will be starting Resident Evil 5 on Monday, so Dennis, be ready for that. Dennis?
Hmm?
You heard me?
What's up? What's up?
I said we're doing Resident Evil 5 on Monday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so make sure you actually have the game downloaded this time.
It's been back since when I first got it.
Okay. And then whenever we finish RE5, we can start RE6 if you want to do that too. Yeah. I'm looking forward to that because I've heard they're actually pretty fun co-op games because I would much rather do them in co-op than solo. And the only way I will play RE6 is in co-op. I will not play it solo.
I've heard that's pretty much the way to play them. Like playing it solo is kind of like whatever compared to doing it with a friend, because they're like serious games and they're just more fun when you're just with the co-op partner.
And with RE6 specifically, it's more fun to suffer with someone else. Because it's not a great game, but it has an even worse story than it does gameplay.
I had someone that I followed that was actually doing Resident Evil in co-op, and they were just like, yeah, this is actually extremely fun in co-op, but probably wouldn't be nearly as fun if it was just...
There's actually a lot of people streaming RE5 and RE6 within the past couple of years. One final yawn. Did we hit 500? Oh, we already passed 500.
We put it in this one. We announced it to everybody.
Yeah, I
And you said you play Iron Lung, right?
No. No, I'm not doing Iron Lung. Shut up. You know.
In Markiplier mode.
No. Either way, if you want to hang out after stream, I have a Discord. If you want to keep up with my bullshit and other updates, I have a Twitter and a Blue Sky. And if you ever miss a stream, I have a VOD channel on YouTube. I will be back tomorrow with Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver. If you want to join in on our raid, you can just use this. Right. 1,000 yawns for a Call of Duty stream. Well, first off, you can just copy that raid message. You can use whatever emotes you want as long as you copy the raid message. That's all I care about. You know what? Well, I'll hold you to that. At 1,000 yawns, I'll stream Call of Duty. Wait, I don't know about COD Zombies, the first one, the original. Oh, that might be a little harder to get a hold of. I think, maybe. I was thinking World at War. It's on Steam. Oh. Yeah, I was thinking that if I'm going to stream Call of Duty that I would just stream the best one, World at War. Because from what I've been told, World at War is the best Call of Duty. It's the only one we own. Oh, the only one we own physically. We have the digital version of the original Modern Warfare remaster. If you and Sim we can do World at War co-op. You know what? Sure. Sure, fine. Yeah, let's do that. Maybe that'll be more enjoyable than solo. Just keep in mind, I'm also the world's worst Call of Duty player. So you're gonna be carrying me again. Just only after 1,000 yawns. Okay, fine, yeah. Maybe we'll get there sometime next year. No, you're not. I am terrible at COD. There's a reason I don't play it. You sure there are way worse? Yeah, maybe they had an NFT game and are currently recently deleted Call of Duty because of supporting a homophobic guy or something. Not naming names. You know who I mean. All you have to do is shoot. Or shoot guy. What was the line from the Bulletstorm parody? America is dominate. That is it. That's it. Alright, what am I doing? USA is dominate. That's it, yeah. Same difference. I just had a brain fart. Oh, like I said, I will see you all tomorrow and get that raid queued up. Oh, it's Dark Spine. I misread their name. There we go. Okay. So, like I said, I will see you all tomorrow. You will have a lovely evening. Good night. I am going to go massacre a pie. Because I want pie. See ya.